Chapter 1345. After discussing the sealing technique with Feng for a while, Feng Ping started trying on his own. He knew quite a few combat techniques. However, Feng Ping did not know combat techniques that involved the origin. It was just breaking into the origin and hacking. However, after so many attempts, everyone knew what he was capable of. Now, the sealing technique had actually made up for some of Feng Ping's shortcomings in this area. While Feng Ping was learning combat techniques, Feng was deep in thought. She started thinking about how she could modify her sealing technique to become an explosive one. Seeing that both of them had sunk into silence, the others could not sit still anymore. Hong Yu and the rest looked at each other. Let's not waste any more time and leave as soon as possible. If they did not leave now, who knew what Feng Ping was going to do? At this moment, Hong Yu said, "Everyone, we're almost done testing. Let's try to break through together. To balance all the force, Feng's and my spiritual consciousness are the strongest. We can balance the power when they erupt. The rest of us will try to save the Dongwang disciples. If we do both, we should be able to break through successfully." He and Feng had broken the spirit gate and achieved breaking 8. Their mentality was indeed very strong. With strong mentality, their control would not be weak. Looking at the indifferent Feng Ping, Hong Yu frowned slightly and asked again, "Feng Ping, what about you?" "Me?" Feng Ping opened his eyes and said lazily, "You guys break through. Don't worry, I won't cause trouble. I won't go with you, lest I get killed by you. If you want to leave, then leave. If not, then stay here and wait with me." Having said that, Feng Ping smiled. "I'm studying the exploding sky technique. I can stay for a few months." Feng snorted softly. "Your whole family knows the exploding sky technique. This is my sealing sky technique." He was unwilling to help. Everyone could not help but frown. Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Brother Li and Hong Kun might not be able to save so many people. We might have to send them back to their rooms one by one. If that's the case, we have to work together to break through. You can bring Moon Spirit along." Feng Ping yawned. "Don't try to trick me. Don't try to convince me. Can you, Jiang Hao, and the rest break through and leave?" Li Zhu said softly, "Even if you and the cat can balance the force, can Jiang Hao and the Thunder King send them back to their rooms? Then I won't leave." Feng Ping's expression was one of nonchalance. "I'll definitely make it to the final challenge anyway. What's there to be anxious about? Impenetrable." The few of them did indeed have the intention to kill him. As long as they could lure Feng Ping out to the plaza, he would not be able to return to the safe house. Everyone would definitely surround and kill him. Unfortunately, Feng Ping did not take the bait. Feng Ping was not an idiot. These fellows were extremely wary of him. Even though he had broken through 8 now, he was still a beginner. He wasn't afraid of fighting Li Zhu one-on-one. He might even be able to kill Li Zhu. But breaking 8 out of 4, forget it. He wasn't going to court death. He wanted to stay here and wait for King General, although the few of them wanted to kill him. Feng Ping did not agree to it. The few of them were helpless. Without another word, they walked out of the safe house again. On the other side, Moon Spirit did not go out. Hong Yu looked at her. Moon Spirit opened her eyes and said coldly, "I will leave with Feng Ping." Feng Ping gritted his teeth. He looked at Hong Yu and coughed dryly. "Why are you looking at me? I didn't say that. Moreover, I'm only 21 years old. Stop staring at me. I don't have any ulterior motives." Moon Spirit's expression was cold. She looked at Feng Ping, feeling an urge to kill him. Feng Ping shrugged slightly. He did not understand Moon Spirit's thoughts. This woman, one moment, she hated him to the core. The next, she loved him to the core. The next, she kept her distance. Anyway, his relationship with Hong Yu was extremely complicated. If he said that he trusted Moon Spirit and treated her as a trustworthy person, that would be **T. Among the old antiques in the 3 realms, no one was worthy of his trust. Moon Spirit did not leave. Hong Yu did not say anything else. The 4 powerhouses who had broken through 8 walked towards the plaza again. This time, they repeated the scene from before. The Dongwang disciples gathered their force again. As soon as their force was formed, it felt like it was going to explode. Feng and Hong Yu were already prepared. They growled and quickly balanced the force. Both of them felt that it was not safe to balance such a large area alone. Of course, if there was no one else, one of them might be able to do it. The force that was about to explode was balanced in the blink of an eye. At this time, Li Zhu and Hong Kuan quickly grabbed the shadows and sent them back to the safe house. However, this was not an easy task. After sending one person away, they had to continue to replenish the energy of another person. Otherwise, the force would be out of balance again. Feng and Han Yu kept replenishing. They had to investigate clearly who they brought away, how much energy they needed to replenish, and what kind of energy they needed to replenish. Fong Ping was watching too. He wanted to see how these people were going to break through. The cat poked its head out too, watching curiously. As soon as it poked its head out, Hong Kuan roared, "Cat, if you dare to cause trouble again, I will not let you off." He hated cats. Previously, the cat had blown him up. He still remembered this grudge. The cat looked at him innocently. Who was causing trouble? Really? The earthly emperor's son always wronged it. Hong Kuan and Li Zhu kept sending people back to the safe house. Meanwhile, Hong Yu and Feng were feeling more and more pressure. In the beginning, one of them was in charge of mentality and the other was in charge of vitality. However, there was a third party who provided life force. If they were to multitask, they might fail. Seeing this, Feng shouted, "Hong Kuan, you provide the life force. Li Zhu, slowly move away these guys who are providing life force." At this moment, the remaining two teams had already been moved away. In truth, this incomparably large mass of origin power was being supplied by these two people with spiritual power and blood energy. Fong Ping took a look and gave some guidance. Actually, you don't have to maintain such a large mass of force all the time. Right now, mentality and vitality force are all controlled by you guys. You can move one person away and weaken some of the energy. This will prevent you from maintaining such a large mass of force all the time. If the force loses balance and explodes, you guys will be injured too badly. Feng was embarrassed into anger. Do we need your guidance? As if everyone knew. Isn't it just one person less and we have to reduce the supply of energy? Don't we understand? Do we need you to guide us? We've lived for tens of thousands of years. Don't we know this? Fong Ping curled his lips. What do you know? These old antiques have rigid thinking. If you really knew, would you let Hong Kuan replenish his life force? What are you pretending for? After thinking for a while, Fong Ping said again, "Guys, I think we can actually try to kill Dong Wang now. If we kill him, maybe we can pass the level directly." As soon as he said that, Dong Wang, who was like a robot, suddenly said faintly, "If you kill me, you definitely won't be able to pass the level." Silence. Complete silence. Feng and the others' expressions changed again and again. They were so angry that their lungs almost exploded. Aren't you a robot? Don't you have a mind? After we've been bombed countless times, when Fong Ping said he was going to kill you, you actually opened your mouth. Fong Ping was also curious. He asked doubtfully, "You can speak? You didn't speak just now. Were you deliberately watching them get bombed?" "Not really." Dong Wang chuckled. "Previously, the force was out of balance. I was also suppressed and had no choice but to remain silent. Now that the force is no longer out of balance, I can only say a few words to you guys." Fong Ping understood and said again, "Then can we pass the level now? We just have to send the remaining people away." "That's right." Dong Wang looked at the few people left below and sighed. "In the past, in order to try to condense the force, I made a mistake. Many of my disciples died and were injured. It was also my regret. Since the force has been balanced and the disciples have been saved, we can naturally pass the level." Fong Ping laughed. "Then, are they going to pass the level or are we going to do it together? After all, we're all together. Participating can pass the level." Fong Ping nodded. "That means that if I save one person now, I can also pass the level?" "Yes." Fong Ping laughed. "Forget it. Let them do it. Moon Spirit, if you're interested, go and do it too. With me here, we have fewer people. We might not be able to pass the level and leave. Me and Cat might not be able to maintain the balance." Moon Spirit did not say anything. She did not want to pass the level with Hong Yu and the others. As for why, who knew what a woman was thinking. She did not say anything. Fong Ping did not say anything either. Li Zhu and the others had a definite answer. They began to continue. There were fewer and fewer people in the plaza. Gradually, there was only one person left. As for Hong Yu and Fong, the pressure was almost gone. Right now, they only needed to maintain a little bit of force. Li Zhu took the last person away. The two of them extinguished the force they released. The sky was clear and the air was clear. Everyone stood in the plaza. No more disciples came out and continued to release force. At this moment, a passageway appeared in the void. They could leave. This level was not difficult, but it was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Without the ability to break 8, maintaining the balance of the force was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. If they could not maintain it, the force would explode. If they were below 8, they could easily die from the explosion. Fong Ping was slightly puzzled. How did the Demon Emperor pass the level? The four who had broken 8 looked at Dong Wang. Fong also asked the question that Fong Ping wanted to ask. Did Unquestionable Sword pass this level many years ago? It was extremely difficult for them to pass this level. What about Unquestionable Sword? Dong Wang chuckled. The young man from back then? I think so. He passed. Dong Wang smiled. He was also a talented person. There might not be only one way to pass this level. Different people have different ways of passing this level. Fong cupped his hands, accepting this answer. It was normal that Dong Huang didn't say how he passed the level. After all, there were still people who hadn't passed. The few of them looked at each other before looking at Fong Ping. Hong Kun hesitated for a moment. His gaze was still unfriendly. If you meet King Jin, you can ask him to give you the seal of King Kun. He will also give it to you. If you dare to kill him, I will definitely break the 2 gates after I come out of seclusion. You humans should be careful. He regretted giving the seal of King Kun to King General. He hadn't met King Jin yet. If he met Fong Ping, this bastard, he would kill King Jin immediately. The divine sex strength had declined greatly. There were only 3 kings left. There were many saints, but most of them were temporary followers. A few of them might have died this time. If King Jin was killed again, he would die. Fong Ping smiled. Why would King Kun think so of me? I'm not that kind of person. Hong Kun snorted coldly. His gaze was cold. After breaking the 2 gates, even the heaven-suppressing king won't be able to stop me. If you dare to kill King Jin, I will kill 1,000,000 of your humans. Ah Kun, don't threaten me. If not, I will kill you in this mystic realm. Fong Ping smiled. You better believe me. I still have some helpers who can break the 8 gates. Even if you break the 2 gates, you might not be able to escape. Why are you threatening me? I don't like being threatened. I like to nip threats in the bud. Hong Kun looked at him coldly. His gaze was cold, and he didn't say anything else. At his realm, he wouldn't be threatened easily. If Fong Ping dared to kill King Jin, he would dare to take revenge. If King Jin died today, King Qian would die tomorrow. In a few days, it would be his turn. He wasn't willing to see his subordinates being weakened bit by bit. Fong Ping laughed again when he saw this. His laughter was a little depressed. Which eye of yours saw that I was going to kill King Jin? You're wrongly accusing me. Hong Yu replied indifferently. Tianji too. That was all he said. He didn't say anything else. Too many formidable martial artists from the 3 realms were killed by Fong Ping. He had to remind them of the threat. If this continued and they were all killed by Fong Ping, would they have to fight alone? If this continued, the morale of his subordinates would be gone. So many of them had died. Dong Wang was slightly surprised when he saw the 2 of them threatening Fong Ping. He knew these 2 people. They were the sons of the earthly sovereign. They were all top-notch formidable martial artists who had broken the 8 gates, including Fong. He was a veteran formidable martial artist from the initial martial arts era. Why were they so afraid of this person? He had to admit that he was surprised. Fong and the others didn't say anything else. Just as they were about to leave, Fong Ping said in surprise, Are you really not going to try and kill Dong Wang? Let me tell you, this might be a hidden Easter egg. Really, just give it a try. Their faces darkened. Easter egg, you're a *S. What's the point of killing Dong Wang? Only fools would believe you. They had finally passed the level, and now they were busy moving on to the next level. They had obtained quite a lot of benefits from this level. What was the point of keeping it? If they killed Dong Wang and could not pass the level, that would be a real loss. They were too lazy to talk nonsense. They quickly entered the passageway and left. Fong Ping would play by himself here. After all, they had stayed here for more than a day. Nothing good would come out of it. Fong Ping, this bastard. Every word he said could make them lose their composure. After they left, the square regained its silence. However, this time, Dong Wang did not disappear. Before this, it was Dong Wang who disappeared. After disappearing, the previous scene would repeat itself. Fong Ping saw this and felt even more strange. You're still not leaving? Dong Wang chuckled. They've passed the level. I can still stay for a while. If the previous scene doesn't repeat itself, I can live forever. So, if I walk out, you'll be gone? That's right. Fong Ping smiled. All right then. All right. Are you a clone or a projection? Origin memory fragment. Your clone came in. Do you know that? I'm just a memory fragment. Unless my clone comes to this level, I won't know either. I heard that you are ranked first among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Is that true? Dong Wang was slightly surprised and laughed. Is this what the outside world is saying now? Yes. I heard that you kicked the God Emperor with your feet and fought the Celestial Arch with your fists. You're the number 1 in the 3 realms, and you even fought the Celestial Arch without losing. You're known as the number 1 in the 3 realms. I'm quite curious. Fong Ping said with a smile. Could it be that the rumors are false? I'm afraid it's all made up. Dong Wang laughed. How could this emperor have such strength? You're too modest. Fong Ping paused and said, seriously, can't I just beat you to death? I don't believe it. Indeed, I can't break through. What a pity. Fong Ping laughed. Suddenly, he stepped out of the safe house, smiling. Forget about the scene reenactment. This stage is actually easy to clear. I'm not as bored as them. Let's talk face to face later. Dong Wang took a deep look at him and quickly disappeared. At this moment, the people who were sent back to the safe house by Li Zhu walked out one after another. Moon Spirit, Jiang Hao, and the others also walked out, frowning. Was Fong Ping starting to clear the challenge just like that? Boom! Force! Force appeared in Fong Ping's hands, directly blasting a phantom who had just walked out of the safe house into pieces. These people could be blasted into pieces by force before, so naturally, they could be blasted into pieces now. Fong Ping punched one by one. Almost in the blink of an eye, he had killed more than 100 people. Fong Ping said with a smile, it's so simple. After killing them all, can they condense force again? Can they still explode? Li Zhu and the others are stupid. They never think too much. At this moment, Dong Wang appeared again. He looked at Fong Ping deeply and sighed. Your murderous aura is too strong. Kill everyone. These people were killed by him the moment they left the safe house. Where did the force condense? Does this count as clearing the stage? Fong Ping could not be bothered with him and asked. Dong Wang was silent for a moment, then said in a low voice, yes. Young friend, even if it's just a phantom, you know that there are other ways to clear the stage, but you still chose to slaughter people. This is against the harmony of heaven. At this moment, Cat, Jiang Hao, and the others walked over. Everyone was surprised too. Did he clear the stage just like that? Fong Ping killed those phantoms directly. Was that even possible? Of course, this was not something that ordinary people could do. These phantoms, without force, could not be shattered. However, Fong Ping's straightforwardness was indeed, as Dong Wang said, a little murderous. In the square, Fong Ping looked at Dong Wang and said with a smile, it doesn't matter if it's a real person or a phantom. If it's not one of us, then I can kill it, let alone a phantom, even if it's a real person. If your disciples dare to block my way, I will kill them without hesitation. Hong Kuan and the others are so afraid of me because I killed along the way, killing them until they are terrified. Dong Wang's projection looked at him, speechless for a long time. Jiang Hao also looked at Fong Ping, frowning slightly, not quite understanding why Fong Ping said that. Fong Ping suddenly cast a mentality barrier, not letting them hear what he said. He looked at Dong Wang and asked with a smile, "May I ask, do you know me?" Dong Wang frowned at him and said slowly, "Young friend, you have always been here. I am also aware. I mean in the past." Fong Ping looked at him. Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the other two might be someone else's pawns. Do you know this? You are Zhan's master, Heavenly Emperor Baishan's good friend. Heavenly Emperor Exterminating said that your strength is unparalleled. So I want to ask, are they pawns in your plan? What do you want to do? Become the strongest person in the three realms? Dong Wang frowned and said nothing. Fong Ping laughed. Why are you frowning? You are an emperor. I don't believe that you don't have this little bit of willpower. Frowning means that you have a guilty conscience. So, is it really you? Young friend, I'm afraid you have misunderstood. Fong Ping looked at him again and said with a smile, "Then take it that I have misunderstood. Oh, right. Is it really useless to kill you?" Young friend, boom. Fong Ping punched directly. His force erupted, terrifyingly valiant. Bang! Dong Wang's projection did not seem strong. It was crushed directly. The mentality barrier dissipated. A passageway appeared in the void. Moon Spirit looked at him. Jiang Hao also frowned slightly. Fong Ping, there is no need to kill him, right? Fong Ping said nothing, glancing at the void, frowning slightly. After a while, he murmured, "Is it really not a clone? That's strange. Then whose clone came in?" Killing Dong Wang was not to gain any benefits. He just wanted to test if it was Dong Wang's clone that came in. Who was the one who came with Sherpa? Fong Ping needed to find out. Knowing that Emperor Ren Huang and Emperor Spirit were both clones, Fong Ping was very curious about the third one. Not only curious, but also vigilant. Seeing that the passageway had appeared, Fong Ping was helpless. He stepped forward and said, "Let's go, it's not Dong Wang's clone." "Forget it, I don't care." They did not say anything else, walking toward the passageway together. They entered the passageway one after another. Fong Ping was the last to step in. Seeing that the passageway was about to close, Fong Ping suddenly laughed and said, "Dong Wang, see you later. We can cooperate. There is no need to keep people at a distance. Why do you have to do this?" Having said that, the passageway closed. Everyone disappeared instantly. Just as they were teleported away, in the void, a figure flashed. A middle-aged man stepped out, a smile on his face, a little playful. In the passageway, the cat lay on Fong Ping's shoulder, asking curiously, "Liar, did old man Dong Wang come in?" "It should be him." Fong Ping rubbed his chin and said, "After killing him, the passageway will appear. How can it be so simple? Moreover, under normal circumstances, after killing the Emperor, there should be another projection appearing. Other than the Beast Emperor being a freak that only breaks through after being killed, other places resurrect after being killed. He did not continue to resurrect, probably also too lazy to waste energy to be killed by me again, because this is what I prepared." As Fong Ping said that, he frowned and said, "Why did this guy's clone come in? Is he in cahoots with the Dao tree?" Thinking about it, Fong Ping shook his head. "Forget it. Ignore him. Whether it is 3 Emperor clones that came in this time, it is still uncertain. Maybe there are more. These guys, they're not honest. Can they not come in one by one? Even if they don't come in now, I suspect that when we go out, we may encounter Emperor clones again. Everyone be more careful. There were too many people paying attention to this place. So many people came in this time. Some of them entered directly. Some of them were probably planning to be the Oriole behind. Leaving this place safely was what Fong Ping needed to consider. He had already broken through 11 levels. The remaining 2 should not be difficult for him. Dao Tree, Emperor, Spirit Emperor, East Emperor, Fong Ping exhaled. This time it might not be easy. Here he obtained a lot of benefits, directly allowing him to break through to the 8th stage, but there were more hidden powerhouses here. It would be troublesome. Which level is Old Li hiding in? I feel a little uneasy without him, Fong Ping lamented. Fong Ping sighed. He was still a little worried that the old devil was gone. With the heaven-suppressing king around, Fong Ping felt that he could let this old man deal with those emperor clones. He could just do the chores. King Jin is not easy to kill. If I kill him, King Kuan will probably not let me off. Heavenly plants are not easy to kill either. It will be troublesome to kill. Really, why are all of you making life difficult for me? After thinking for a while, Fong Ping shouted, "Be careful. The next level is either Emperor of Heaven Reverse or Emperor God. Big Cat, Moon Spirit, be careful. If Fong and the others are also in this level." While speaking, Fong Ping suddenly took a step back. The cat on his shoulder opened its mouth. In the blink of an eye, a somewhat illusory Fong Ping appeared, and Fong Ping quickly disappeared into the cat's stomach. The cat's mentality spread out, covering Fong Ping's avatar. Fong Ping cut some mentality into the avatar's body. The real person had already entered the cat's world. To avoid the detection of powerhouses, the cat's world was a good choice. The cat's world was bigger and more beautiful than before. Sunlight, grasslands, rivers, clouds, countless fish monsters. This cat was getting better at enjoying life. Big Cat, open a video call and show me the situation outside. Fong Ping shouted. This was the cat's world. It was okay for the cat to open a video call. Soon, the cat's world changed, and a living room appeared. There was a sofa, a chair, and a television. The television was showing the situation outside. A small cat also came in, jumped onto the sofa, and said with a smile, "Liar. Who do you want to kill? Kill the big fish? Why don't you kill the big fish and divide the meat? 2 cat and 3 cat have never eaten a big fish that is less than 8. I said I wanted to eat the emperor fish, but they said I was bragging." The cat thought that it would be better to kill the monster emperor and get some meat. When it saw 2 cat and 3 cat, it would tell them that it was not bragging. Fong Ping grinned. Monster Emperor first. If there's a chance this time, I might be able to kill an emperor. Even if it's a clone, such a powerful clone, there will be many benefits. Having said that, he pinched the cat's ears and laughed. If you're capable, get close to the spirit emperor and jump into her arms. When that time comes, it's not impossible for me to kill the fake spirit emperor. The cat shook its head, shaking off his pinching. No way. If he killed the fake fatty, 3 cat would be sad too. Fong Ping smiled, did not say anything, and looked at the television. The teleportation was over. In the next moment, a scene of a farmhouse's courtyard came into view. The cat said, "This is Old Man Doe's house. The Emperor God's house is slightly bigger. Emperor of Heaven Reverse. Incomparably mysterious. Less information than the Emperor God left behind. They only knew that he was the head of the 4 emperors and created the path of energy. Other information was pitifully little." Chapter 1346. He broke through the 11th level. In a large hall, the young man murmured. This time, the young man felt a little uneasy. There were too many accidents. This guy had broken through 11 levels in a short period of time. His master's level had always been trapped. The 2 levels of Emperor and Spirit Emperor that no longer appeared, the level of Heavenly Emperor that he could not pry into, the level of Heavenly Emperor that had an accident, the level of Earthly Emperor that had dissipated before this. The young man felt that everything was under control. But now, he was very uneasy. There had been a huge change in the 13th level. He was also killed. Now, the young man was really uneasy. Should he continue to wait? Maybe it's time to stop. The young man murmured to himself. He gathered everyone into the mystic realm because he could not break through the last level. This level needed help. Waiting for the others to clear the barrier was also because the more people there were, the weaker the barrier would be. Even the entire mystic realm's defense system would be weakened, consume more rule power, and break through more levels. But some people were really too fast. Fong Ping had broken through 11 levels. Zhang Hao had also broken through 11 levels. Hong Kuan and the others had also broken through many levels. There was also the God Creation Envoy and the others. The powerhouses of the 3 realms were stronger than before. And there were a few levels, because of Fong Ping's interference, it was actually easier to break through. If this continued, someone might really be able to break through the 13th level. When that time came, it would be troublesome. Before this person breaks through the 13th level, we must stop him. The young man looked at Fong Ping and murmured. He could tolerate this person breaking through the 12th level, but he must not let him break through the last level. Thinking that his master was in charge of the last level, and that he also had his own arrangements. The young man was slightly relieved. He could still wait. Wait until the rule power was weakened again. Otherwise, in the current situation, he might not be able to seize the seed. Wait a little more. The young man looked at Fong Ping again, a little helpless. This person did not die and broke through levels one after another, forcing him to interrupt the plan. Otherwise, the original plan was to slowly wear down the rule power. Now, the wearing down of the rule power was far from what he expected. Fortunately, this person had broken through a few levels and used up a lot of rule power. Otherwise, in such a short time, the rule power consumed was really too little. In the small courtyard. This time, Emperor Heaven Reverse was not mysterious at all, waiting in the small courtyard. It was Fong Ping's first time seeing Heavenly Emperor Reverse's true appearance. He had seen it once in Heavenly Wood, but it was too illusory, and he hadn't been able to see its face. This time he saw it. What a kind old man. Yes, old man. The other four emperors all had youthful appearances, but this fellow was actually an old man. In the cat world, Fong Ping said as soon as he saw it, the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, those who purposely make themselves old men, are all bad people. Needless to say, they're all bad people. The more kind he is, the more evil he is. This guy is so evil that he's oozing pus. Fong Ping pursed his lips. He was definitely a bad person. In any case, this was the first impression. Perhaps it had something to do with the narration of the other emperors these days. As a matter of fact, in the past, Luli thought Emperor of Heaven Reverse was a good person. For example, Emperor of Heaven Reverse had a lot to do with giving life to the Heavenwood and turning it into a plant. As he said that, Fong Ping frowned slightly. Big Cat, do you think this guy is a clone in the human world? Have you ever smelled him? Back then, Tian Mu said that he felt the aura of the 4 emperors on me, but he couldn't tell if it was the 4 emperors or the 3 emperors. Back then, Emperor of Heaven Reverse appeared with Emperor of Batian. Therefore, that projection could not tell if it was Emperor of Heaven Reverse's aura or Emperor of Batian's. If it was Emperor of Batian because of Iron Head, then it would not be surprising. But if it was Emperor of Heaven Reverse, then it was hard to say. Fong Ping felt that these people paid so much attention to the human world and felt that the seed of rebirth must be hidden in the human world. They might have made arrangements in the human world. If it were him, would he keep waiting for the results? That might not be the case. Most of the people like the Emperor God would appear in the human world personally to control everything, observe everything, and sense everything, using himself to push others. He felt that people like Emperor of Heaven Reverse would have a clone in the human world. Their status might not even be low. This was because ordinary people might not be able to get any information. These clones of the emperors, unless your strength surpassed the emperors, otherwise, even if they were hidden, as long as they were not too ostentatious, it would be difficult to find out anything unusual. The cat ate the fish monster and muttered, I don't know. If they are clones, then it's definitely not the original smell. I can't smell it. If their real bodies are so strong, I can't smell it either. It could not smell the emperor's scent. Fong Ping nodded slightly and asked no more. In his heart, he was thinking, if it was him, one of them, what identity would he use to hide in the human world? Their status can't be too low to effectively grasp information. But they might not be too powerful. If they are too powerful, then the development of the human world will develop according to their wishes and not in line with their expectations. What they want is to let the human world develop freely, to slightly correct some of the inappropriate things. Before this, there were not many paragons on Earth. They were either paragons or around rank 9 strength. If they were rank 9, in order to keep up with the pace, they might break through to desperation and continue to participate in Earth's events. If they were not in desperation in the current Earth, they could not continue to participate in some major events. If the other party was really hiding in the human world, it was very likely that they were newly promoted desperation powerhouses. When I go back, I still need to do a thorough investigation. Previously, Earth was too weak, like a sieve. Even if these emperors infiltrated it, they might not be aware. That guy, Heavenly King Subduing, did not care much about these. Even if he found out, he might turn a blind eye. Of course, he could not rule out the possibility that this old man knew their identity. He had to ask him later. Fong Ping stopped thinking about these. He transferred his mentality to his clone while his real body began to cultivate the sealing technique. He would think about it after he passed through Emperor Celestial Reverse. Moon Spirit has grown so much. In the small courtyard, Emperor Celestial Reverse was like an old man next door, amiable. When he saw Moon Spirit, he greeted her with a smile. He looked at Zhang Hao and the Thunder King, especially Zhang Hao. He gave them a second look and said with a smile, "Young friend, are you related to that unquestionable sword who went through the trial years ago?" Zhang Hao was a little indifferent. He nodded slightly and said nothing. Emperor Celestial Reverse looked at Song Mao and Fong Ping and said with a smile, "Song Mao, long time no see. Young friend." Having said that, he looked at Fong Ping and said with a smile, "Young friend, your strength is a little weak. Have you just broken through?" Fong Ping chuckled. "I just absorbed too much vitality. I'm not used to it. Are you Emperor Celestial Reverse, Senior?" "I don't deserve to be called Celestial Emperor." Emperor Celestial Reverse smiled and said, "Young friends, you are also the heroes of the three realms since you can come here. Since you are here, of course, you are here to pass the trial." Having said that, he waved his hand. In the courtyard, a stone table and stone stools appeared. There was also a pot of tea that was still steaming hot. "Since you have just passed the trial, why don't you sit down and rest for a while? I will explain to you how to pass this trial." Moon Spirit and the rest looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping took a look at the stone stools and stone table and raised his eyebrows slightly. Emperor Celestial Reverse was not weak in this trial. He could actually draw the power of the rule. This was an active draw, unlike the previous few trials. For example, Celestial Emperor Batian broke through the sky and challenged the rule. Only then did the power of the rule appear. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony. He walked over and sat down directly. Seeing that, the others took their seats one after another. Emperor Celestial Reverse also sat down on one of the stone stools. The teapot moved by itself. A teacup appeared in front of Fong Ping and the rest. The teapot poured water automatically. As soon as the tea appeared, Moon Spirit could not help but look down. The cat also stretched its neck and jumped onto the table. It asked curiously, "What is this delicious food? Old dough? Can it be eaten?" "It's just tea." Emperor Celestial Reverse smiled. A cup appeared in front of the cat, and the teapot was quickly filled with tea. The cat sniffed. It smelled so good. It wanted to drink it. Fong Ping smiled. "No hurry. Senior, can you tell me about this material?" Fong Ping was also curious. "As far as I know, there is only the power of the rule and the force of life here. But this tea makes my vitality boil. What did you use to make it?" Emperor Celestial Reverse smiled. "My friend, you are too cautious. In the path of cultivation, there must be relaxation. You cannot always be tense. Senior, please explain. Otherwise, I won't dare to drink this tea." Emperor Celestial Reverse did not mind. He said slowly, "It's not a good treasure. You are all rare heroes in the three realms to be able to pass this trial. This tea is also one of the rewards for this trial. This tea, I call it the unification tea. It cleanses the flesh, purifies the bones, eliminates old ailments, and reunites the essence, spirit, and soul. It will help you break through the 8 unification in the future." Emperor Celestial Reverse smiled. "This is also a gift from the rules of this place. Since there are trials here, there will be benefits when you pass them. It is also an opportunity for you to pass this trial." Of course, Fong Ping knew that there were benefits in passing the trial. However, at this moment, Fong Ping still asked, "What is the purpose of the rules of this place? I don't believe that anyone will give benefits for free. This doesn't make sense." Emperor Celestial Reverse chuckled. "The rules, of course, have their own purpose. You all should have some understanding of this place. It can absorb vitality. I believe you all must have obtained some vitality. This land is the original rules of the three realms, the source of power, and the Tao seed." Fong Ping was a little surprised. The other emperors were very evasive, but this guy said it out directly. Emperor Celestial Reverse continued, the purpose of the Tao Seed is actually very simple. The three realms are strong. The rules are strong. It is to cultivate more powerhouses. The more powerhouses there are, the more complete the rules are. The Tao Seed can also obtain something it needs from the rules. However, the power can't be wasted. That's why these trials are in place to select more suitable candidates. Young friends, since you can come here, you are the heroes of the three realms. You are qualified to become stronger. It's that simple? It's that simple. So, this tea is actually formed by the rules? You can say that. The main substance is life force, but some other substances are added, Emperor Celestial Reverse laughed. Like fusion force or even some true blood force. Now that he said it, it was indeed good stuff. However, Fong Ping was still a little worried. At this moment, Emperor Celestial Reverse laughed again. This tea, it's up to you whether you want to drink it or not. However, since I am the guardian of this trial, I still have to remind you that the last few trials are actually preparation for the final trial. This tea contains the power of the rules of this place. The damage force has been eliminated, leaving only the pure power of the rules. After drinking this tea, young friend, you can weaken some of the damage of the rules in preparation for the final trial. Weaken damage? Fong Ping was surprised. Emperor Celestial Reverse laughed. That's right. In fact, every time you break through a trial, the damage of the rules will be weakened. If you can break through 13 trials in a row, then, young friend, you can walk and move normally under the rules. Fong Ping thought of the Tao tree. He saw it with his own eyes that a leaf from this fellow had helped Heavenly King avoid the damage of the rules. Moreover, the Tao tree must have been attacked by the rules to be able to take root in 13 trials, but it still did it. What Emperor Celestial Reverse said might be true. The Tao tree could be immune to some of the damage of the rules. Of course, this was not too important to Fong Ping. He did not need it. He had true blood with him. The effect was similar to this, maybe even better. Who knew if there was a conspiracy? Fong Ping was too lazy to say anything. He drank it in one gulp. It was an avatar anyway. He could do as he pleased. It was impossible for the real body to drink it. Do I want to drink it? In the world of cats, the old cat asked. Fong Ping laughed. Drink it, it's fine. Anyway, you're just a mascot. I don't expect you to do anything. Even if you are restrained by this cup of tea in the end, it doesn't matter. If this place is broken, even if there is something else in this cup of tea, it will be ineffective. The old cat's face was dissatisfied. Who was a mascot? This cat was very strong. Humph! The proud cat humphed. You said it. I will drink it. Don't blame me for not helping you when the time comes. The old cat was proud. Forget it. Even if there was a problem, I will not care. I will cheer for you. Just nice, I don't have to fight anymore. As for poisoning it with a cup of tea, that would be underestimating powerhouses. The old cat drank the tea in one gulp, then burped, feeling that the taste was really good. Seeing this, the others thought about it and drank it too. As soon as Jiang Hao drank it, he felt that his brain was extremely clear. His flesh was also strengthening. It was a very gentle feeling, not the domineering feeling of force honing. He even felt that he understood the direction of Tao a lot. Not only him, the Thunder King was the same. Even Moon Spirit felt that she had gained a lot after drinking it. The three of them closed their eyes and began to experience this feeling. Seeing this, Fong Ping was about to close his eyes and follow suit when Celestial Emperor Reverse laughed. Young friend, you don't have to experience it. Having said that, he said meaningfully, young friend, don't regret it. This tea, the unification tea, is indeed the treasure of the three realms. Once you leave this place, you won't be able to find it in the outside world. Fong Ping looked at him deeply. After a while, he laughed. Senior, you have sharp eyes. Much better than those guys before. Those guys, I feel that they are greatly restrained. Senior, you are not. Are you the representative of the rules? That's not it. Celestial Emperor Reverse laughed. For the later stages, the gatekeepers are more relaxed. The earlier stages are tests. The later stages are mainly gifts. For example, this unification tea. Thank you, Senior, Fong Ping said courteously. He laughed. Senior, how do I pass this stage? Celestial Emperor Reverse said slowly. As I said, the later stages are relatively more free. The main purpose is to make everyone more powerful and omnipotent. He looked at Zhang Hao and said slowly, Young friend, you are already a saint. Your essence, spirit, and spirit are not weak. It seems that your daily cultivation is not too biased, but your origin seems to have suffered some damage. Having said that, the door of a room at the back of the courtyard opened. Celestial Emperor Reverse laughed. Young friend, cultivate in this room for a few days. There is a grotto heaven in this room. It can heal the injury of the origin. Zhang Hao's origin injury was caused by unquestionable cutting off the connection between him and Zhang Hao. Both of them used to share the origin. Later, unquestionable cut off the origin. That was why it was like this. Zhang Hao looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping nodded. Go ahead. Since you said so, it should be useful. Your origin injury is indeed difficult to heal. If you can heal it here, you can strengthen your origin as soon as possible. Zhang Hao nodded slightly. Without another word, he quickly entered the room. Fong Ping asked, if he's healed, he can enter the next stage? That's right. That's indeed easier. Celestial Emperor Reverse laughed. He looked at the Thunder King and said slowly, You were Ji's disciple back then? The Thunder King Xiao Weigua was indeed Emperor Renwang's disciple back then. He had heard about this from Garrison Heavenly King. The Thunder King nodded slightly. Your problem is more serious than the young friend just now. Celestial Emperor Reverse pondered for a moment and said, Although you have entered the saint state, your Tao is extremely superficial. You can enter this room and lay the foundation of your Tao. It may take a long time. If your Tao is not solid, the path ahead will be difficult. The Thunder King stood up, bowed slightly, and said, Thank you, Senior. Having said that, he looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping nodded again. The Thunder King left as well. Celestial Emperor Reverse looked at Moon Spirit again and said with a smile, Moon Spirit, your flesh is strong and your bones are not weak. You have even forged jade bones. Your spiritual consciousness is also very strong. Your origin is also solid. However, both success and failure are due to jade bones. Bones are strong to begin with. They have suppressed the advancement of the Tao. Now that the jade bones have been forged, the suppression of the Tao is even stronger. If this goes on, I'm afraid it will be harder for you to break through 8 than regular martial artists. Forging jade bones in advance was a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. The good thing was that it was stronger. Moon Spirit was definitely not a weakling among those who had broken through 7. However, the strength of the jade bones had suppressed the advancement of the Tao. This was also a conflict between origin martial artists and beginner martial artists. Moon Spirit frowned. Celestial Emperor Reverse smiled. Enter this room. As he spoke, he opened another room. This room has the effect of suppressing the flesh. Enter this room and walk on the Tao of origin. You will advance 1,000 miles in a day. How far you can go will depend on your understanding and fate. Moon Spirit's expression was solemn. Will my flesh be affected? No. Celestial Emperor Reverse smiled. It is just temporarily using the power of the rule to suppress the strength of your flesh and bones. When you can't take it anymore, you will walk out of the room automatically. By then, everything will be back to normal. Understood. Moon Spirit nodded slightly. If that was the case, it was indeed a good thing. Fong Ping teased, Senior Moon Spirit, don't break through 8. If you and the Palm Imprint user also break through 8, then old Zhang will be the first to break through 7. That would be too easy for him. Moon Spirit did not know whether to laugh or cry. But to be honest, the Palm Imprint user was not far from breaking through 8. She had a long way to go before. However, if her Tao of origin improved greatly and her jade bones were forged successfully, maybe she could also break through 8. Then Zhang Tao would become the first to break through 7 without doing anything. No, he was the only one. Other than the cat, Zhang Tao was the only one to break through 7. Wait a minute. Moon Spirit's expression changed. She looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled. Why are you looking at me? My Tao is just a little further away. I am not a heavenly king. I should be a rank 9 now. He knew what Moon Spirit was thinking. But I am only a rank 9. Even Celestial Emperor Reverse could not help but raise his eyebrows. He lowered his head and drank his tea, pretending that he did not hear anything. Rank 9? Which rank 9? His avatar already possessed the strength of a heavenly king. Do you think I am blind? The corner of Moon Spirit's mouth twitched. She did not want to say anything more. She entered the room quickly. Celestial Emperor Reverse suppressed the urge to curse in his heart. He looked at Fong Ping and the cat. The cat was also looking at him in a daze. Seeing that Celestial Emperor Reverse did not say anything, the cat took the initiative to say, Old Doe, I want to eat delicious food. Are there many delicious places here? When I am full, I will break through. Celestial Emperor Reverse burst into laughter. Cat, your origin my ability is limited. I can't see through it. Your flesh, bones, spiritual consciousness, and origin are all very powerful. For a moment, Celestial Emperor Reverse was in a dilemma. After thinking for a while, he said slowly, You can break through this level and leave directly. But the cat shook its head. No, I am flawed. I'm hungry. Old man, can you give me some delicious food? I haven't eaten for a long time. As he spoke, he drooled. Why don't you make a room full of big fishes? Big Kuan Pung, big dragon, big fish-headed monster. Make a lot of them, the kind that can only break through after eating all of them. Celestial Emperor Reverse was tired. He ignored the cat and looked at Fong Ping, smiling. Young friend, your body has many flaws. May I know where your real body is? I didn't come in. Fong Ping smiled. This place is so mysterious. Do I dare to come in with my real body? But Senior's eyes are really sharp. There were so many trials before, and no one noticed it. But Senior actually noticed it at a glance. Celestial Emperor Reverse looked at him for a while. He smiled and shook his head. If that's the case, it is difficult for you to break through this level. There are too many flaws. Senior, can you make an exception? Fong Ping smiled. Besides, this is just a clone. My real body is very strong. Senior, you don't want me to miss this opportunity, right? It is meant to strengthen the strong in the 3 realms. That's true. Young friend, if your clone can enter this level, your real body must be an outstanding talent. Then why don't I tell you some of my problems? Senior, can you help me solve them? That's doable. Celestial Emperor Reverse actually agreed. Fong Ping glanced at him with a grin. Without further ado, he said immediately, My real body is actually already extremely strong. Vitality, bones, flesh, mentality, and origin are all very strong. But according to some powerhouses, it is still not the kind that can combine into one. In this case, how do you think I should solve it, Senior? Celestial Emperor Reverse pondered for a while and said, Different forces will indeed produce some isolation. No, I have integrated the force. Fong Ping said again, My vitality, mentality, and vitality have all combined into one. But the origin has not been completely integrated yet. Young friend, you are very capable. Celestial Emperor Reverse praised. If so, it is difficult for me to give you some advice. Young friend, do you have a jade body? Almost. Then let the jade body and jade bones become one first. Senior, you know that I have jade bones? Celestial Emperor Reverse laughed. If you can integrate the force, you would have exploded a long time ago if you did not have jade bones. Even if you can integrate it, it will not last long. That's true. Celestial Emperor Reverse continued. Let the jade body and jade bones become one. In this way, all of your abilities will reach a peak. In fact, this is already something that only some emperors can do. Many emperors can't even do it. If you want to go further, then you have to break the real door. It is best to break the real door at the same time and let the force cleanse your body. This way, you will be more complete. And then, Fong Ping smiled. Is that all? No. Celestial Emperor Reverse looked at him and said slowly, Everything about you is very powerful, but there is still something lacking. True blood. If you can replace your true blood, then you will be truly complete. True blood? Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. Replace true blood. He had obtained a drop of true blood before, but not all of his body was true blood. At most, 1,000th of his blood was replaced with true blood. What is true blood? One of the initial rules of the Tao seed. You can understand it as the blood of the seed. Fong Ping looked at him. He always felt that this old man was too easy to talk to. He would answer every question, so much so that Fong Ping did not dare to kill him rashly. Could this be a clone? He knew a lot and had a good eye. Why did it feel like a clone? Was he being overly cautious? Celestial Emperor Reverse's clone should have no problem breaking 9, right? If this was the case, Fong Ping would not dare to kill him rashly. Celestial Emperor Reverse felt a little uncomfortable under his gaze, but he did not express it. However, this guy's gaze was indeed strange. What kind of gaze was that? Their gazes met. Fong Ping suddenly laughed. Senior, I will cultivate here for a while. Can you help me break through at any time? That's possible. However, why don't you enter one of the rooms to take a look and observe? It might be beneficial. Senior, you are so easy to talk to, Fong Ping said happily. If I didn't know better, I would think that you are my senior. I thought this level would be especially difficult. Thank you, senior. Senior, if I may be so bold, what is your strength? It's just a memory fragment, Celestial Emperor Reverse said. Seeing Fong Ping's eagerness and anticipation, he suddenly laughed. I guess you can say I've broken peak 8. Fong Ping was instantly dispirited. He laughed dryly. So powerful. Was this old guy a clone or a projection? He was terrifyingly powerful. He had already said he had broken peak 8. Fong Ping felt that he had to think further. Broken 9? Sigh. Emperors and venerable emperors were too complicated. Couldn't one be more simple? True blood, jade body, origin strengthening. Fong Ping ignored him. According to Celestial Emperor Reverse, his future strengthening still had to go in these 3 directions. It was considered a small gain, especially the matter of true blood. It seemed like he had to pay more attention. Forget it. I'll wait for someone else for this level. Fong Ping decided to ignore this level. He would wait for someone else to come and kill a heavenly king before leaving. Celestial Emperor Reverse saw that Fong Ping ignored him directly. He smiled and shook his head. He continued drinking his tea and said nothing more. For a moment, the small courtyard was extremely quiet. Only a fat cat with hidden bitterness kept glaring at Celestial Emperor Reverse. Why did he not agree to my request? Did I not have the right to speak? Damn it. Chapter 1347. Fong Ping closed his eyes and sat down. In reality, his real body was not idle. At this moment, he was rapidly activating the golden body technique. It was North King's specialty after all. It was also the only complete and high-end cultivation method among the current physique cultivation methods. Cultivate the physique to the jade body level. Fong Ping did not know what effect it would have when the physique reached the jade body level, but no matter what, his vitality should increase a little. His physique was activating the golden body technique, while his origin was cultivating the sealing technique. Fong Ping was not in a hurry to learn the later parts. Instead, he learned the method of compressing origin energy. He wanted to forge his own origin world to be incomparably sturdy. The system could produce origin energy. The energy produced by the system included imperishable substance, vitality force, mentality power, including origin energy. Initially, Fong Ping did not really want to use the energy produced by the system. However, after careful consideration, the other energy might be the energy synthesized later, while origin energy should be extracted from the origin universe. If that was the case, even if he absorbed origin energy from the origin universe now, it would be the same. Of course, the main reason was that Fong Ping's short path could not absorb much origin energy from the origin universe at all. Without the system, he could not consolidate his origin world in a short period of time. Whether there was a problem with origin energy or not, Fong Ping had to use it now. Origin energy was very expensive. 100,000 wealth points could only be exchanged for 1 cloud. Fong Ping wanted to cast his own origin world. Fong Ping made a rough estimate. Even with the current origin world, he might need to consume more than 100,000 clouds of origin energy. That was 10 billion wealth points. If he were to compress and cast now, even if it was only compressed to 10 times, he would need to fill in at least 900,000 cloud origin energy. That was the consumption of 90 billion wealth points. Moreover, there would still be some losses during the compression process. 100 billion wealth points might only be able to compress it by 10 times. Of course, the amount of work involved was extremely huge. Compressing and transforming an origin world with a diameter of close to 1,000 meters would consume a lot of things. If it was successful, the benefits would naturally be terrifying. The whole thing would be more than 10 times stronger. Previously, Fong Ping's origin world stability was similar to a heavenly king with a broken 6. If it was cast after compression, it might be more stable than a normal broken 8. Fong Ping was constantly compressing. At first, he did not start with the 2 small cities, but the entire ground was modified. This was also a huge project. After busying himself for a while, Fong Ping walked out of his origin. Seeing the dumb cat beside him watching the television with great interest, he could not help but feel helpless. There was no need to compress this cat. Its source world was directly made of source Earth. Genesis Earth was a manifestation of Genesis Chi being compressed to the limit. It was a pity that Fong Ping could not find the origin soil now. Otherwise, using the origin soil to cover the source world directly would actually be much easier than compressing it himself. Seeing that Big Cat was still looking, Fong Ping could not help but say jealously, "Big Cat, stop looking. What's there to look at? Will that old man give you anything good? Come play in my source world. Let's have a competition to compress origin energy. Whoever compresses it faster will get to eat delicious food." He wanted to trick Big Cat into working for him. Big Cat's mental power was very strong. If it were to compress origin chi, its efficiency might be even faster than his. Moreover, this cat had a high level of control over its strength. It would not lose control and explode. In fact, it was safer than Fong Ping. The cat turned its head to look at him. Its eyes were filled with confusion, as if it did not understand what he had just said. Compressing the origin chi? How do I compress it? I'll teach you. I don't know how to read. I said, it's very easy for you to learn. I have a bad memory. The cat had a pitiful look on its face. It could not learn it. The liar was a fool, right? It was too lazy to compress itself. No, it was too lazy to absorb origin chi. If it was not for eating the fish monster, it would not even bother to absorb the origin chi from the outside world. Even so, the liar still wanted it to compress origin chi for him. Did he think that it was a cat that moved bricks? Fong Ping cursed in his heart, rubbing its head hard. Bad memory, my ass. This cat was never stupid when it needed to be smart. I asked it to do some work, but it made all sorts of excuses. What a lazy cat. The cat grinned foolishly. It did not want to do any work anyway. Fong Ping did not say anything. He watched Heavenly Emperor reverse on TV, sipping his tea leisurely. Just as Fong Ping was watching from the cat's world, Heavenly Emperor reverse suddenly looked at him. No, it was not looking at him. Fong Ping's current vision was actually the cat's vision. The other party was looking at the cat. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, Heavenly Emperor reverse suddenly smiled and said slowly, "Young friend, you and the cat have a close relationship. Together for better or for worse." With that, the other party did not speak anymore. Fong Ping's gaze changed. He knew now. The so-called together, for better or for worse, was obviously saying that once the cat's source world collapsed, Fong Ping would be finished too. Even if he was not finished, he would have to wander the source universe. He might not be able to return. This fellow had a sharp eye. Although the cat's strength was not too strong, its mentality was unparalleled. In addition, the source world was hard to find. Under the cover of the source soil and layers of obstruction, even a peak breakthrough 8 might not be able to detect anything. Yet, Heavenly Emperor Reverse found out. Did he sense something or see through something? Fong Ping frowned. At this moment, the avatar outside smiled and said, "Senior is right. I do have a good relationship with the cat. He was not testing anything. Perhaps Heavenly Emperor Reverse was testing something. Both parties continued to be silent. Big Cat, don't you know anything about this old fellow? I don't really know. The cat shook its head and mumbled, I haven't seen much. Fong Ping frowned. The cat thought for a while and said, Didn't I tell you before? What? What did you say? Fong Ping asked in return. The cat had actually forgotten about it. At this moment, it also asked back. Fong Ping's head hurt. Other than eating and not working, what else did it know? Soon, the cat's fat face looked embarrassed and said immediately, I remember, I said the catacombs Tao was covered up by someone. Do you remember? As soon as the cat said that, Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. He nodded and said, Yes, you told me before. I even asked if it was unquestionable Jian who did it. But even if unquestionable Jian had broken 7 back then, he couldn't cover up the Tao. Fong Ping understood this all too well. Not to mention breaking 7, even breaking 8 was not possible. He had almost forgotten about this before. At this moment, after being reminded by the cat, Fong Ping, who had a deep understanding of the Tao, could not help but say in a low voice, to be able to cover up the Tao can only be done by those who have a deep understanding of the catacombs Tao. The catacombs Tao is actually the origin Tao, but it's actually the energy Tao, vitality Tao, mentality Tao. These paths are all connected to the real door. It's difficult to cover up. Of course, if someone has mastered the virtual gate, like Wang Ruobing, they can try going through the gate in the opposite direction. Maybe they can cover up the Tao. In that case, the one who covered up the catacombs Tao is either someone who has mastered the energy gate, or it's the person who created the Tao. The cat suddenly mentioned this, and Fong Ping could not help but think deeply. He frowned and said, The energy Tao was actually created by him. It's called the origin Tao, but it might not be the origin Tao. It's more like borrowing the chicken to lay the egg. Using the origin Tao to incubate his energy Tao is the one who covered up the Tao himself or his enemy. Logically speaking, after creating the Tao, one would usually want others to walk on it. The further, the better. Back then, the catacombs Tao was covered up, and the progress was slow. Was it because someone had mastered the energy gate, but they had a grudge against Heaven Reverse Emperor, so they deliberately wanted to ruin his plans? Or maybe it was he who covered it up. What was the reason for that? Big Cat, what do you know by saying this? The cat would not say too much about things that were not too important. So, suddenly mentioning this now, what did it mean? The cat scratched its head, ears, and cheeks. I just remembered. The catacombs is the old earthly emperor's territory. Liar, do you think the old earthly emperor is actually not dead? And then he secretly took away the energy gate, or a fake energy gate, and then covered up the Tao? Yo, Big Cat, your IQ is not bad. Fong Ping was reminded by it. He looked at it in surprise. Big Cat, when did your IQ increase? The cat was fuming, a little unhappy. You're the stupid one. This cat has always been very smart. Okay. Also, the catacombs Tao was not covered up before I went to sleep. It was only covered up later. The cat had mentioned this before, or else Fong Ping would not have guessed that it was unquestionable Jian's doing. The Tao's cover-up was actually similar to unquestionable Jian's era. Fong Ping had a headache. There were many clues, but what could it prove? Heaven Reverse Emperor had an enemy? The enemy was the Earthly Emperor? Maybe the Earthly Emperor was not dead, but hiding in the dark, controlling the energy gate, and always going against Heaven Reverse Emperor? Or did something else happen? Fong Ping exhaled. His eyes flickered. Big Cat, if I go out to test this old guy now, do you think he will fly into a rage and beat me to death? He wanted to test him. Also, it was not strange that Hong Kun cultivated the Tao of energy. Back then, the Earthly Emperor and the Heaven Reverse Emperor had a good relationship. Otherwise, the Earthly Emperor would not have let the Heaven Reverse Emperor teach the Tao of energy in the land realm. But now, Fong Ping had a vague suspicion. Could it be that Hong Kun was the fake Tao seed? He could not help but have this thought. Wang Ruobing was the fake Tao seed of the Vitality Tao. She was connected to the Vitality Gate and the Virtual Gate. She was a transit point. Wang Ruobing could even enter the world inside the gate. Could the fake Tao seed of the Tao of energy be Hong Kun? if Hong Kun was on the Heaven Reverse Emperor's side, or if the Earthly Emperor was the one who set it up. The one who covered up the Tao was actually Hong Kun. Hong Kun. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. It might be possible. This guy had been destroying everything in the catacombs. When Hong Yu founded the dynasty, he was destroying it. When the two kings were in power, he was also destroying it. He secretly instigated the war between the North and the South, which led to the annihilation of the catacombs' powerhouses. Of course, it was not obvious. For example, when the war between the North and the South broke out, many powerhouses on the Tao of Vitality were wiped out. Fong Ping took a deep breath. He paced back and forth in the cat's world, murmuring, Hong Kun, Earthly Emperor, Heaven Reverse Emperor, Hong Yu. Hong Yu cultivated the Tao of Vitality. I don't know if he is a pawn of the Divine Emperor or the Heaven Reverse Emperor. Hong Kun cultivated the Tao of Energy. It might be the arrangement of the Earthly Emperor. Maybe the Heaven Reverse Emperor wanted to let the Tao of Energy shine. But the Earthly Emperor was not satisfied. So, Hong Kun carried out his father's wish and secretly covered up the Tao of Energy in the catacombs? Such an inference was somewhat reasonable. In that case, Hong Kun and the Heaven Reverse Emperor were enemies. The Earthly Emperor might have been killed by the Heaven Reverse Emperor. As long as the Earthly Emperor was alive, the land realm could not continue to cultivate the Tao of Energy. After all, the Earthly Emperor was the nominal leader of the land realm. He must have discovered the problem later and wanted to abolish the Tao of Energy. Fong Ping asked in a hurry, Big Cat, before the heavenly realm was destroyed, was there any rule to abolish the Tao of Energy in the land realm? The cat scratched its head. Is there? Does the celestial source count? The celestial source absorbed the energy. In the beginning, it was very troublesome for everyone to cultivate energy. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. When the celestial source project started, the Earthly Emperor was very supportive. He even fell out with the Heaven Reverse Emperor. He remembered these ancient books. Back then, the Earthly Emperor and the Emperor supported the celestial source project. In order to create the celestial source, the energy of the human world and the land realm must be extracted. If it went on like this in the beginning and persisted for a few thousand years, the Tao of Energy might be completely abolished. But then, something unexpected happened. After the heavenly realm was destroyed, the celestial source began to overflow with energy. The human world was absorbed by the Emperor's sword. The catacombs did not have this treatment. The energy began to overflow. Of course, it was easier to cultivate with rich energy than vitality. Referring to the human world and the catacombs, it was very difficult for martial artists to cultivate in the human world. On the other hand, the catacombs was very easy. This was the difference. If it was someone else in this situation, they would also choose the Tao of Energy. Maybe I should ask the god crafting envoy if the celestial source was created to overflow with energy at the beginning. If there was no such plan in the beginning, then the change that represented the celestial source was most likely done by Emperor Celestial Reverse in the dark. He did not want the Tao of Energy to be destroyed, so he did something in the celestial source. The heavenly realm was destroyed, the earthly emperor died in battle, and the energy overflowed. In this way, the Tao of Energy would prevail. Who could stop it? No one could stop it. If Hong Kun was the earthly emperor's backup plan and became the energy gate's transfer point, then Hong Kun might follow the earthly emperor's last wish and destroy the development of the Tao of Energy. The information provided by the cat allowed Fong Ping to deduce many things in an instant. Fong Ping pondered for a while and frowned slightly. If he could think of it, what about Emperor Celestial Reverse? Could Emperor Celestial Reverse think of it too? At the thought of this, Fong Ping sat down with his legs crossed. He no longer cared about his real body and quickly shifted his attention to his avatar. In the courtyard, Fong Ping's avatar opened his eyes and looked at Emperor Celestial Reverse. He smiled. Senior, I have some questions to ask you. Is it convenient for you to give me some guidance? Emperor Celestial Reverse was easy to talk to. He smiled. Go ahead. Senior, you are the foremost in the Tao of Energy in the three realms. The Tao of energy and the Tao of vitality can actually be classified as the same Tao. Is that right? Emperor Celestial Reverse thought for a while. In general, you can differentiate them this way, but there are some differences in the details. Previously, I have been to the depths of the Source universe. Vaguely, I saw 3 gates. Senior, if we are talking about breaking the real gate, are the gate of vitality and the gate of energy the same? Emperor Celestial Reverse looked at him and exclaimed, "You are very knowledgeable. You even know this. Real gate, virtual gate. Actually, only those who have reached the extreme Tao or the Emperor realm will know a thing or two." Emperor Celestial Reverse laughed. The Emperor realm is breaking 3 gates. The 3 real gates are the Emperor realm. Otherwise, even if they break 1 gate, no matter how far they go, they will only be the extreme Tao. Fong Ping was surprised. Senior, are you saying that the Emperor realm has broken 3 gates? This was beyond his expectation. He thought that the Emperor realm had broken 9 gates in all aspects. He did not expect them to break all 3 gates. That's right. The reason why the Emperor realm is called the Emperor realm is that they have broken 3 gates. Their strength is relatively more balanced. As for the extreme Tao, under normal circumstances, only 1 gate is broken. For example, Annihilation only broke the gate of spiritual consciousness. Of course, the existence of no gates back then is just a general reference. This is the general distinction. Emperor Celestial Reverse did not elaborate on this. He continued talking about the gate of energy. He laughed. The gate of energy was not built in the beginning. When I broke through the gate of vitality, it was in the direction of the gate of vitality. However, later on, the source, which is the 3 gates you see. Behind the 3 gates, there is a universe called the source. Later on, there were some changes in the source. A crack opened between the 3 gates. The 3 gates were no longer sealed or closed. At that time, the 9 emperors and 4 emperors worked together and built an energy gate. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. He said immediately, "So, the energy gate does exist." "It does." "Then who is guarding it?" Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. Today, there are some emperors guarding the 3 gates, but they did not see the energy gate. Senior, where did the energy gate go? Who is guarding it? Emperor Celestial Reverse frowned. You did not see the energy gate? No. Emperor Celestial Reverse pondered for a while. The energy gate was not built at the same time as the 3 gates. Maybe it is in a different location. That's why you did not see it. After all, I only saw a fragment. I'm not sure about these. Then, if people want to prove their Tao, must they break the 4 gates to become emperors? That's not necessary. Breaking one of the gate of vitality and the energy gate is enough. Fong Ping was silent for a while. He asked again, if, and I'm saying if, the energy gate is broken. In other words, the energy gate is completely broken. What are the consequences? Emperor Celestial Reverse sipped his tea and chuckled. That will affect the entire body. It may cause problems in the entire source. Therefore, the energy gate is the same as the other 3 gates. It cannot be broken easily. Don't emperors have to break it to prove their Tao? That's different. When emperors prove their Tao and step into the source, they can suppress some abnormalities. Fong Ping nodded. He said, speaking of which, Hong Kuan is the strongest in cultivating the Tao of energy in the 3 realms. The second is Li Zhu. Senior, do these 2 have any hope of becoming emperors? I know Hong Kuan. The Li Zhu you were talking about, one of the current leaders of the land realm. Emperor Celestial Reverse nodded gently. He asked with a smile, how far has Hong Kuan cultivated? He has broken the energy gate and the virtual gate. Emperor Celestial Reverse grinned. That is indeed fast. Back then, Hong Kuan wanted to learn the Tao of energy. I saw his sincerity, so I taught him the Tao of energy. I didn't expect that he has reached the state of breaking 8. Fong Ping's smile was a little despicable. He said slyly, Senior, I have a grudge against him. I've fought him countless times, annihilated his sect, and killed countless of his disciples. Do you want to tell me what flaws there are in the energy path? Let me see if I can take this chance to kill him. Fong Ping continued, Senior, don't think that he is your disciple and is on the same side as you. This guy has been spreading the news that his father was killed by you. He looks like he wants to seek revenge. I think he is tired of living. Senior, why don't you tell me where his flaws are, and I will help you kill him." Emperor Celestial Reverse burst into laughter. Soon he sighed. "Has the earthly sovereign died? Actually, I have felt that the earthly sovereign would meet his doom sooner or later. He was too arrogant and offended too many people. These people all had the attitude that it was not surprising that the earthly sovereign was dead. Even Fong Ping felt strange. Was the earthly sovereign so hated? Listening to this old fox's tone, Fong Ping's head hurt. It was hard to judge some things. He did not hear anything unusual. He did not teach him anything either. However, Fong Ping soon thought of something. He said wickedly, "Senior, actually, I am your family. We are on the same side. Senior, you and the other 3 emperors are brothers. I'm also brothers with the other 3 emperors. Do we count as family?" Emperor Celestial Reverse burst into laughter again. Next to him, the cat glanced at Fong Ping. Shameless. He was just scolding him, and now he was calling him brother. "Also, Senior, actually we have a lot of connections." Fong Ping grinned. "Senior, you have helped me many times. When Emperor Renhuang and Emperor God attacked me, you were the one who saved me. Not only that, Senior, your avatar has also helped me many times." Emperor Celestial Reverse looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled. "Senior, stop fooling around. Don't pretend. Aren't you Taoist, Feng Yin?" Even the cat could smell it. Heavenly Wood sensed it. "You have helped me so many times, and I haven't had the chance to thank you." Fong Ping's smile bloomed like a flower. He chuckled and said, "Senior, to be honest, you don't have any ulterior motives for helping me, do you?" Emperor Celestial Reverse paused and chuckled. "I know nothing about the outside world. The Taoist Feng Yin you mentioned, is he my avatar? I don't know about this." "Senior, stop fooling around." Fong Ping chuckled. "I have communicated with the previous emperors. I don't know much about the outside world, but I can sense something more or less vaguely. Your avatar, Taoist Feng Yun, has been in contact with me many times. I don't believe you can't sense my scent." Emperor Celestial Reverse burst into laughter. "You are an avatar. I really can't sense it." "That's my mistake." Fong Ping nodded, but he did not mind. He grinned. "Senior, I am telling the truth. Taoist Feng Yun and I are close. You can ask him anything you want. Of course, I will not expose this. I know you must have something to do to hide your identity. Don't worry. I promise I will not tell anyone that Taoist Feng Yun is your avatar." Emperor Celestial Reverse looked at him, speechless. "I was wondering why you looked so sage-like. At first glance, I found you familiar and intimate. Turns out you were Feng Yun." "That guy is the same." Cough, cough, Senior, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about you. Right now, Fong Ping was looking at him with a smile. At this moment, Fong Ping had a conclusion. Taoist Feng Yun. Emperor Celestial Reverse. 8 or 9 out of 10. All along, Fong Ping had known that there was an emperor behind Taoist Feng Yun, but he could not figure out who it was. Today he had some conclusions. Maybe Emperor Celestial Reverse had been spying on Hong Kuan. Some clues were connected by him. Taoist Feng Yun was either his spy or his avatar. The possibility of him being an avatar was the highest. That guy had lived for too long. He was too sensible. Was this person Feng Yun? Fong Ping looked at Emperor Celestial Reverse, squinting and smiling. Was it you? Did Feng Yun come in? He did not know. But if Feng Yun came in quietly and was Emperor Celestial Reverse's avatar, he might be able to enter alone because he might have broken 9. Feng Yun was a troublemaker. He created some ranking list every day. He even dared to rank people who had broken 8. His guts were not ordinary. Did a saint have the guts? Did he have the courage? Fong Ping licked his lips. He looked at Emperor Celestial Reverse again, grinning brightly. Feng Yun, you can't hide from me. Opposite him, Emperor Celestial Reverse was smiling too. The two of them looked at each other and laughed. The cat was dumbfounded. What was going on? Why were these two idiots laughing? Chapter 1348. Heaven Reverse Emperor and Fong Ping looked at each other and smiled. The cat did not understand. It thought the two were stupid. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had a guess. There was a 60% chance that the Heaven Reverse Emperor here was Taoist Feng Yun. Of course, these old foxes could be extremely cunning. They might mislead you on purpose. Fong Ping was also very clear about this. Hong Kun seemed like a filial son, but it was hard to say. Hong Kun might be Heaven Reverse Emperor's chess piece. Hong Yu, on the other hand, did not look like much. Maybe he was Earthly Sovereign's backup. These thoughts flashed through his mind in a flash. That Feng Yun guy might be Earthly Sovereign's man. Heaven Reverse Emperor laughed for a while without saying anything. Both sides were silent for a while. Heaven Reverse Emperor said slowly, "Are you not going to pass the level? Let's wait." Fong Ping grinned. "You are so kind. When I see you, it's like I've returned home. I don't want to leave." Ew, beside him. The cat seemed to have eaten too much. It suddenly made a vomiting motion. Fong Ping's expression froze. "Stupid cat, are you trying to sabotage me?" The cat put on an innocent face and said pitifully, "I ate too much. I ate a lot of small fish." Fong Ping cursed in his heart. "Stupid cat, you are here to sabotage me. How dare you vomit? You are a powerhouse above 7. How dare you say that you ate too much? Am I a fool?" Fong Ping glared at it and looked at Heaven Reverse Emperor again. He smiled like a flower. "Senior, during the previous levels, the Emperors gave me a lot of life force. Can you give me some?" Heaven Reverse Emperor was tired. "How dare you ask?" He thought about it and said slowly, "Life force is the energy that keeps this place running. You cannot consume too much. Senior, this is not worth much." Fong Ping said immediately, "Spirit Emperor gave me tens of thousands of fish. One fish. Big cat, show me a fish." Big cat quickly took out a fish and said happily, "This is it." Fong Ping smiled. "Senior, Spirit Emperor is much weaker than you. He can give you tens of thousands of fish easily. Isn't that enough?" Heaven Reverse Emperor sipped his tea. "This is enough for you. You don't need to ask for more. Otherwise, it would be a waste." Fong Ping sighed. "It's enough, but wasn't it robbed? What kind of strength do I have? Those who have broken through to the 8th rank all want to rob me as soon as they see me. Earlier, when the Spirit Emperor sent me away, he was too careless and didn't pay attention to the others. I turned around and was robbed. Senior, there's no one here. Why don't you give me 30 to 50,000? The Emperor of Heaven Reverse kept looking at him. As he watched, he smiled. How shameless. 30 to 50,000? He could still consider 3 to 5 of them. Celestial Reverse Emperor smiled faintly. Fong Ping yawned and grabbed the cat in his hands. The cat looked at him strangely. Fong Ping pinched its ears and chuckled. "Fong Ping, if I remember correctly, when I introduced myself, I only said Fong. Senior, you're indeed the strongest powerhouse in the 3 realms. There's nothing you don't know." When he introduced himself, he only called himself Fong, Moon Spirit, and the others did not call him by his name. The cat kept calling him a liar. Now, Emperor of Heaven Reverse called him Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled. "This isn't a clone? Good. Even if it was not an avatar, the Emperor of Heaven Reverse must know something about the outside world or what happened in other levels." The Emperor of Heaven Reverse Emperor was slightly stunned. Soon he chuckled. "Young friend, you don't know. I'm considered a part of the rules here." Fong Ping yawned. "Just now, I asked if you're the spokesperson of the rules. You said no." Having said that, Fong Ping smiled. "Senior, please don't think that I'm a contrarian. I was just saying, please don't misunderstand." This old man was strong. Although he had exposed him, he immediately began to deny it. "I might have heard wrong. Senior, let's not talk about this. What do you think about tens of thousands of small fish?" The Emperor of Heaven Reverse Emperor looked at him. The more he looked, the more he smiled. "Young friend, you're very interesting. A poor man's ambition is stunted. Besides, it has nothing to do with me." Fong Ping said indifferently, "Whether it's a seed or an emperor, it has nothing to do with me now. I'm just here to fish for some benefits. Isn't that right, Senior?" Fong Ping sighed. What Tao Tree, Spirit Emperor, Human Emperor, East Emperor? It has nothing to do with me. Fong Ping looked innocent. He said it casually, but it made the Emperor of Heaven, Reverse Emperor, look at him again. His gaze was a little strange. These days, there are a lot of people who have broken 9. They're not valuable anymore. Don't weaklings like us just want a sip of soup? As long as there's soup to drink. Who cares if they break 9 or 10? Anyway, I'm not familiar with them. I don't have any relationship with them. Why should I care about them? Just don't mess with me. I'll take a sip of soup and return to the human realm. I'll cultivate properly, work hard, and prepare to summon the real seed. How great is that? Fong Ping sighed. That's why, Senior, don't think that I have any great ambitions. What do I want to do? I really don't. Tell me a group of people who have broken 9, a large group who have broken 8. I'm just a martial artist who has broken 6. What am I? You can even blow me to death with one breath. Fong Ping continued to shake his head, extremely disappointed. He stroked the cat's head. Raising cats is too expensive. I can't afford it. I eat hundreds of fish every day. Where can I raise them? Tens of thousands of fish can at least be raised for a year. Senior, what do you think? Meow. The cat calculated for a moment, meowed, and said quickly, Old Man Doe, give the liar. Cough, cough. Fong Ping coughed softly. The cat came to its senses immediately. Give Fong Ping some fish. We're almost too poor to eat fish. Heavenly Emperor Reverse laughed. Both of you are indeed not greedy. That not greedy was a heavier statement. Fish. Was this a matter of fish? A fish, a saint-level vitality. If he went to the 3 realms to kill tens of thousands of saints, he might have tens of thousands of fish, but he might not be able to condense successfully. In the end, the man and the cat spoke as if they were joking. So stingy, the cat muttered. So stingy. Not generous at all. Fong Ping pinched the fat cat's neck, ready to run at any time. As for where to run, Fong Ping felt that if he really had to make a move, he would rather shatter the void and enter the land of the rule. It would be better than staying here. This old man was really scary. The power of the rule might not be able to take his life. This person had a high possibility. However, if he could get benefits, then he would take it. If he did not, there would be nothing. If he did, then it would be hard to say. Previously, he had used up all of his life force, and he still had a big family to feed. This secret place would be destroyed this time. Fong Ping was sure. If he wanted to find a place with so much vitality next time, there were only 2 places behind the Gate of Life and the Gate of Life. These 2 places might be shockingly dangerous. Fong Ping dared not go to the world behind the door rashly. He might really die there. At this moment, it would be best if he could blackmail Heavenly Emperor Reverse. If he could not, he would not lose anything if the other party did not make a move. If he did, he would run out of the void and take a gamble. Going somewhere else was a gamble with his life anyway. There were many Gate of Life here. If he made a big fuss, it might not be what Heavenly Emperor Reverse wanted to see. While Fong Ping was thinking about these, Heavenly Emperor Reverse continued to drink his tea. He chuckled. There's no hurry. Young friend, your cultivation time is too short. Why don't I tell you about the difference in strength in the 3 realms today? I'm all ears. Young friend, you also know that heavenly kings are divided into Gate of 6, Gate of 7, and Gate of 8. For Gate of Life, there are 1 gate, 2 gates, and the peak of the 2 gates. Breaking all 3 gates is called Gate of Life. Of course, there is a difference between the Gate of Life and the Gate of Life. Breaking 3 Gate of Life and breaking 1 Gate of Life are equal in strength. This is talking about when one is just broken through the Gate of Life. Heavenly Emperor Reverse chuckled. Take Heavenly Emperor Batian, for example. When he proved his Tao, he did not break through the gate because there was no gate to break through. But in the later stage, it should be said that he broke through the Gate of Life. Not only that, when he was at his peak, even his vitality gate was broken. Also, after he broke through the gate, he cultivated for countless years in the source land. Heavenly Emperor Reverse exclaimed, his strength is not weaker than any of the Gate of Life's powerhouses. That is why he can fight an emperor. In terms of pure attack power, he can even defeat some Emperor because he has gone too far on that path. Similarly, annihilation is the same. Heavenly Emperor Reverse said slowly, "Do you humans have a division of vitality force?" "Yes, this is 1 calorie." Fong Ping looked at him, laughed, and showed him 1 calorie of vitality force. The old man was pretending. 1 calorie. Then I'll be more direct. Martial artists who have broken through Peak 8, that is, martial artists who have not broken through the 3 Gate of Life, should be close to 40 million calories. Fong Ping nodded. After breaking through the 3 Gate of Life, there will be some enhancement and enhancement. Right now, even the weakest will have 40 million calories vitality. Those who are slightly stronger, Heavenly Emperor Reverse pondered for a moment before saying, there are actually some paths between the Gate of Life and the Gate of Life. If you can reach the Gate of Life on your own, I'm afraid your strength will be close to 50 million calories. Fong Ping nodded. So that was it? Then, breaking through 1 Gate of Life will require 50 million calories of vitality force? You can't say that. In fact, after breaking through the 3 Gate of Life, you can break through the Gate of Life. 40 million calories is also possible. However, the path is blocked, so you will need to spend more strength. Heavenly Emperor Reverse laughed. Therefore, if you really rely on the Gate of Life and walk to the Gate of Life, you can definitely break through 1 gate. If some Emperor do not have much progress in the later stages, their strength will be on par with the latecomers. Understood. Fong Ping nodded. Heavenly Emperor Reverse said again. However, the Emperor who really broke through the 3 gates are usually not useless, right? Before breaking through the 3 gates, they will usually walk further on one path. Therefore, you can say that 50 million calories is actually the starting point for the Emperor. I understand. Fong Ping laughed. In that case, it's hard to say how strong they will be in the later stages because there is no clear quantitative standard. Even 60 million, 80 million are possible? It's possible. Heavenly Emperor Reverse nodded. This is inevitable because the Emperor is also improving and perfecting himself. For example, when the Emperor first proved his Tao, he was only similar to the powerhouses who broke through the 3 Gate of Life. However, in the later stages, his vitality will change again, and it will be completely different. The change does not mean that his strength will definitely double. However, if the original 40 million calories vitality is changed, it might be 50 to 60 million calories vitality after the change. Fong Ping took a deep breath. In that case, they're very strong. All right, I heard that the Spirit Emperor is the weakest among the 9 emperors. How strong is the Spirit Emperor's vitality? If all of them are vitality outbursts, I'm afraid it will not be lower than 50 million calories. This is the strength that the Spirit Emperor demonstrated in the past. That's really strong. He is the Emperor after all. Heavenly Emperor Reverse laughed. 40 million calories can be considered as breaking through the 9 gates. In fact, it can also be seen as a manifestation of breaking through the extremity. According to the classification of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors when they just proved their Tao, they can also be included and become one of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors. Not now. I'm afraid not. After all, it's been a long time since they proved their Tao. Heavenly Emperor Reverse laughed. I've said it before. Emperors and extremities are actually geniuses too. After tens of thousands of years, are they really stagnant? Those whose physiques were not perfected before, cultivate their physiques. Those whose bones were not perfected before, cultivate their bones. They are, in fact, perfecting themselves. In this way, after tens of thousands of years, they will naturally be much stronger than in the beginning. Fong Ping listened carefully and nodded seriously. He looked at Heavenly Emperor Reverse like an obedient baby. Heavenly Emperor Reverse smiled faintly. Breaking 7, according to the classification of the human race, is about 10 million to 20 million calories vitality. Breaking 9 means that the lowest vitality is 40 million calories. When the strength is doubled, it is no longer something that 1 or 2 people can resist. 10 peak breaking 7 martial artists working together are no match for 1 breaking 9. 10 breaking 8 martial artists are more likely. Fong Ping rubbed his chin. 10 breaking 8 martial artists can resist breaking 9 martial artists. Breaking 9 is indeed terrifyingly powerful. Yes, terrifyingly powerful, Heavenly Emperor Reverse exclaimed. Otherwise, why would there be the saying of one emperor suppressing the 3 realms? Back then, how many breaking 8 martial artists were there? Heavenly Emperor Reverse shook his head and laughed. Even for beginners, there are not many breaking 8 martial artists. One emperor can wipe out all breaking 8 martial artists in the 3 realms directly. One emperor could kill all breaking 8 martial artists in the 3 realms directly. For breaking 7 martial artists and breaking 6 martial artists to be a match for breaking 9 martial artists, it would require all the heavenly kings of the 3 realms to work together for there to be any hope. Also, there would be heavy casualties. If that was the case, how could an emperor not be invincible? Fong Ping laughed. That is indeed terrifying. Is it? Heavenly Emperor Reverse grinned at him. Do you know terror now? Do you know terror, and you dare to blackmail me? Do you know how big the gap is? Do you know that I might not even need 3 moves to kill you? What division of strength? The difference in strength, he said so much. Did Fong Ping not understand what he meant? Just shut up. What tens of thousands of small fishes? Don't forget who you were talking to. Fong Ping ignored him and calculated. Cascade Envoy, Hongquan, Hongyu, Monster Emperor, Li Zhu, King Qian, Luan, Heavenly Dog, Sherpa Feng, plus himself, and Heavenly King. Here, there were already as many as 12 people who had the combat strength of breaking 8. Among them, a few were even breaking 2. No, there were also beginners. There were 3 breaking 8 martial artists, Underworld God, Heavenly Arm, and another breaking 8 martial artist who was good at mentality. 15 powerhouses who had broken 8 martial artists. The Underworld God was at least comparable to breaking 2 martial artists, plus the Cascade Envoy and the unfathomable Heavenly King. Fong Ping felt that if 10 breaking 8 martial artists could match 1 breaking 9 martial artist, then the powerhouses from the 3 realms who came in could match too. The premise was that they had to work together. This was equivalent to 2 breaking 9 martial artists, plus a few Emperor avatars, Fong Ping sighed in his heart. There were really a lot of powerhouses in this mystic realm. Almost all the peak powers of the 3 realms were here. As for the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, many of them were here too. Their avatars had the combat strength of breaking 9 martial artists. They were not simple avatars. Maybe they had cut off some mentality or other things, even using their own divine weapons. Otherwise, how could there be breaking 9 avatars? Under normal circumstances, it would be good enough if the Emperor avatars could break 7 martial artists. Celestial Emperor was threatening him and did not want to give him any benefits. Fong Ping thought about it and decided not to speak. I'll wait here. Wait and see. As long as another 5 or 6 powerhouses who had broken 8 martial artists came, you have to give it, you have to give it. If you don't give it, you have to give it. If you expose your strength, you will become the target of public criticism. It was that simple. Previously, Spirit Emperor was forced to compromise by the 3 of them. Fong Ping did not speak. Celestial Emperor looked at him for a while and suddenly laughed. Of course, I'm saying this to encourage you, young friend. Continue to cultivate hard. I can't take out tens of thousands of these small fishes. The vitality here is rich, but it is just a projection after all. The projection of the seed has not completely released the vitality. Tens of thousands of small fishes. I'm afraid this world will be emptied. Fong Ping was surprised. Tens of thousands of small fishes will empty the world. Of course. Celestial Emperor was surprised. A world with the vitality of tens of thousands of saints, thousands of breaking 6 heavenly kings, hundreds of breaking 7 heavenly kings, and hundreds of breaking 8 heavenly kings. Is this kind of vitality rare? What kind of appetite was that? 30,000 small fishes. In other words, 300 smithing jade bones were equivalent to hundreds of breaking 8 powerhouses. Of course, breaking 7 martial artists themselves had strong vitality. Even so, it was terrifyingly strong. Why would Fong Ping be so arrogant? Fong Ping coughed dryly and said, "It can't be. Didn't the Spirit Emperor empty this world? Spirit Emperor really gave you tens of thousands of fish? Celestial Emperor put on a faint smile. Who was he fooling? The projections of the seeds were constantly overflowing with life force, but there was a limit to it. After so many years, even if the spiritual sovereign managed to harvest some of them, after deducting his own consumption, he would already be considered lucky if he had 2,000 or 3,000 of them. Tens of thousands? Who was fooling? Cough, cough, it's true. Fong Ping was not afraid of anything. If you did not believe him, ask Spirit Emperor. Celestial Emperor did not bother to continue. He smiled. I can use some rules and condense 100 of these small fishes for you to cultivate. But if I give you more, I'm afraid the rules will be unhappy. 100. He decided to give some to Fong Ping because some people were too greedy. He would not give them unless he killed them. Otherwise, there would be trouble in the future. However, Celestial Emperor did not consider killing Fong Ping. This was not Fong Ping's time to die. It was not even the death of other breaking 8 powerhouses. The 3 realms did not need such powerhouses to die. 100? That is not enough to forge one person's jade bones. Forging jade bones in advance may not be a good thing. Just look at Moon's spirit. Celestial Emperor laughed. Forging jade bones before reaching breaking 8 has its pros and cons. You should know the pros and cons. Do not forge jade bones for others recklessly. Fong Ping frowned. That was true. Where's Tai Tu now? It was not a good thing that the jade bones were too strong. If he was here, he might be able to cultivate quickly and achieve Heavenly King. Otherwise, if he was suppressed like this, with Iron Head's slow temperament, when would he achieve Heavenly King? Despite his thoughts, Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior, why don't you give me 1,000 of them? If I split it with the cat, each of us will only get 500. We will consume some of the 500 ourselves. I'm afraid we can only bring back about 300, just enough for one person to forge jade bones. Fong Ping sighed. There are billions of lives in the human race. The amount I can bring back is enough for one person to forge jade bones. That's not a lot, right? A thought occurred to Celestial Emperor Reverse at this moment. Why did Fong Ping say that only one person could forge jade bones out of 1,000? How did he figure that out? No matter how he looked at it, 3 people were enough. My friend, greed is a sin. Celestial Emperor laughed. He looked at Fong Ping with an inexplicable gaze. Fong Ping did not move. He rubbed his chin and thought. Back then, the cat self-destructed its golden body and ran away from Celestial Emperor Zhan. I'm thinking it self-destructed its body and the source world ran away. Does it mean that it's actually very difficult for someone to kill this fat cat? Fong Ping pinched the cat's fat neck. The cat looked aggrieved. He was threatening the cat again. Big cat, do you want to self-destruct your body for fun? Take the source and run. I don't want to. The cat said aggrieved. I just forged jade bones. If I explode, it hurts. Then I have to eat it slowly. No matter how strong the bones are, I don't want them. But someone wants to kill you. Aren't you going to run? No one wants to kill the cat. There is. Fong Ping laughed. Isn't your cat known to be extremely sensitive to danger? Why don't I feel it? If I self-destruct my golden body and my clone, it will be useful. Even if I can't kill you, I can still scare you. The cat looked at Celestial Emperor Zhan pitifully and said, Old man Doe, give us 1,000. Otherwise, if I explode with a bang, I'll be the unlucky one. I don't want it. Fong Ping was hiding in its source world. If it self-destructed, it would run away in the source world. If Fong Ping ran away with it, then the cat would be at a disadvantage. Celestial Emperor Zhan looked at Fong Ping, his eyes calm and still smiling. Young friend, you've offended more than one emperor in the 3 realms. It's okay. The emperor is magnanimous. The prime minister is magnanimous. So what? It's just a small matter. Will the emperor mind? Fong Ping laughed. Besides, who will swallow the silkworm baby and the 1,000 little fishes in the end? I think it's more than 100,000. Fong Ping licked his lips. Maybe there are other benefits, like true blood or something else. Compared to the silkworm baby, 1,000 little fishes are nothing. It's just a sprinkle of water. Celestial Emperor Jean laughed for real this time. Have you ever thought that this cat is not the only one who can roam the Source Universe? I know, but the Source Universe is huge. I think there's a high chance of running away. Do you like to gamble with your life? Celestial Emperor Jean asked again. Fong Ping said lazily, I'm a fugitive. Fong Ping, am a fugitive. There are too many powerhouses above me. I can't do anything about it. If no one is targeting me, I don't have to be a fugitive. I can be an insignificant character. But I'm too outstanding. So outstanding that someone is watching me. After today, I don't know if there'll be a tomorrow. Why don't I live more freely and happily? If no one is watching me, I can live. I don't mind being a grandson. But the condition is that you let me live comfortably for the rest of my life. But I can't. Fong Ping grinned until his teeth were exposed. His snow-white teeth glinted coldly. Everyone wants peaceful days. Who doesn't want peaceful days? Do they have nothing better to do and risk their lives every day? Are they stupid? But I can't do anything about it. Fong Ping's smile grew brighter. Why should he be afraid? How would he know if he could live to see tomorrow? Offend people? He had offended too many people. If he did not offend you, you wouldn't treat me like I don't exist. Then he would offend you. Celestial Emperor Reverse closed his eyes and drank cup after cup of tea. After a long time, a small round ball appeared in his hand. Take it. Fong Ping took it and sensed it. He smiled. There's only about 500 of them. I can't draw any more. Otherwise, the rules will come. Celestial Emperor Reverse said calmly. He was not a spirit emperor. Of course, a spirit emperor could take out countless years of accumulation. He could not. Thank you for your understanding, Senior. Thank you for your generosity. I thank you on behalf of King Wu. When your real body goes to the human realm, I'll let King Wu worship you as his godfather. Celestial Emperor Reverse said with a faint smile. King Wu's godfather. I can't afford to be your godfather. Fong Ping was shocked. Mother Asterisk Kerr, you know a lot. It would be strange if you were not a clone. You even knew about Godfather. Maybe you had a good understanding of the human realm. Chapter 1349. They chatted with the Emperor of Heaven Reverse. Time passed by bit. Fong Ping let the cat swallow the 500 small fish. In fact, they entered the source world and were taken away by Fong Ping. He didn't give any to the cat. The cat was so angry that it wanted to kill him. Black-hearted, now it was greedy for the cat's food. This time, Fong Ping was not in a hurry. One day, he sat there for a whole day. No one came or came out. Fong Ping sat there for a whole day. He was really not in a hurry now that he had reached the 12th level. There was still the Emperor God level. Fong Ping was worried that after this level, the Dao Tree would take action. He could not let the Dao Tree take action now. He had not met King Jin yet, and he was getting anxious. If he met King Jin, and the Heavenly King Seal could transform his source world once, Fong Ping had nothing to be afraid of. A basic vitality of 14.3 million. This was his confidence. A qualitative change. Close to 30 million calories. This was his confidence. Breaking 2 gates was not as good as breaking 9 gates. But what if the Heavenly King Dao was useful? With the enhancement of combat techniques, the Heavenly King Dao could increase by 20%. With the 15% from combat techniques, it would be 35%. More than 10 million. Breaking 9 gates. Of course, this was under the most ideal situation. But Fong Ping felt that he was not far away from breaking 9 gates. The Heavenly King Seal was not enough. What about the 9 Emperor Seals? The Monster Emperor had not shown up yet. He was afraid that it had been breaking many gates. It might be coming soon. He could not do anything to the Monster Emperor now. But at the critical moment, if there was a chance to break 9 gates, Fong Ping did not mind working with his human allies to kill it. 2 days. Fong Ping was really calm this time. To other people, sitting for 2 days was nothing, but to him, not moving for 2 days was really enough to keep his cool. In the hall, the young man breathed a sigh of relief. This person did not break the gate. It was beyond his expectation. This was good. Let the others continue to consume the power of the rule. Otherwise, the final gate would not be easy to open. The Spirit Emperor and human sovereign levels were closed. The others could only pass 11 gates. Those who did not pass the first 2 gates entered the last 3 gates. Plus, some of the earlier gates were easier to pass. For example, the trial of the earthly sovereign realm could be passed as long as one found the token. No one would cause trouble for him. Of course, there were no benefits either. Actually, it was not difficult to pass. One by one, the martial artists broke through. King Jin, who Fong Ping had been thinking about day and night, had finally broken through Emperor Dongwang's trial. He wasn't the only one. There were quite a few experts who passed the trial together. Anyone who could reach Dongwang's level was no weakling. Under everyone's joint efforts, they still managed to break through the checkpoint. After waiting for 2 days, Fong Ping opened his eyes abruptly. He felt some fluctuations in the void. The ash cat also woke up from its nap. It had been 2 days, and the swindler and Old Man Doe had not spoken to each other. It was also very bored. Someone had finally arrived. Rumble! The void opened, and figures appeared one after another. His aura shook heaven and earth. Sensing the aura of an expert in this place, these people also released their auras to prevent themselves from being ambushed. Fong Ping sat on the stone bench and opened his eyes. The corners of his lips curled up slightly. So many people. There were his own people, and there were his enemies. It seemed that these people had worked together to clear the trial. There were a total of 8 experts. The first person Fong Ping paid attention to wasn't King Jin, but the Demon Emperor, who had broken through to the 8th level. This was the first time he met a Demon Emperor after so many trials. Not only the Demon Emperor, but there was also another person, the God of the Underworld. The God of the Underworld, whose body was like jade. If he wasn't mistaken, the God of the Underworld definitely had a jade bone and a jade body. This fellow was much stronger than Skyarm and definitely had the ability to break through 2 gates. King Jin was inconspicuous among the 8. As for the other 5, there were God Forge Envoy, Lu Shan, Yuan Gang, who had a bitter expression, Heaven's Fate, who was extremely depressed, and King Qian, who had a gloomy expression. 8 experts. There were 3 who had broken through to 8, and all 3 of them were top-notch experts who had the ability to break through 2 gates. King Qian didn't seem to have broken through to 8. It was hard to tell from here, because there was no gate to break through. If it wasn't for the jade bone forging, it would be hard to tell. Unless the opponent made a move. If he broke through to 8, there would be 4 experts who had broken through to the 8th level. As for the other 4, the weakest Yuan Gang seemed to have reached a peak and was about to step into the Heavenly King stage. His aura was a little unstable, and it seemed like the Heavenly King was right in front of him. All 8 of them were experts. At this moment, these people also saw Fong Ping. Fong Ping saw that there were traces of origin power on their bodies and smiled. You all came from the East Emperor stage? These people should have come together. If there were no surprises, the few who had broken through the East Emperor stage with him would be here soon. Previously, they had been led by the Dao Tree and arrived at the East Emperor stage with Fong Ping. In reality, there weren't many stages left. After 2 days, they might be able to break through to this stage. God Forge Envoy smiled. Where did you come from? You're really fast. You actually arrived so quickly. Fong Ping smiled. It's normal. After saying that, he looked at King Jin and smiled lightly. Previously, I met Hong Kun. Hong Kun told me that if you see me and give me the King Kun seal, I will spare your life. King Jin's face was gloomy. He was just 1 step away from breaking 7. Very soon, he would break 7, and King Qian had really broken through to 8. Of course, he hadn't broken through yet. It was similar to Luan and Sherpa. When he exploded, he could explode with the strength of breaking 8. However, it was only an explosion and wouldn't last long. Under such circumstances, Fong Ping's strength was only at breaking 6. How arrogant! Even if God Forge Envoy was here, so what? Fong Ping smiled. Don't refuse. Hong Kun threatened me to kill you. He and I will not rest until one of us is dead. That's why I gave you a chance. Don't think that you can do anything just because King Qian is here. Hand it over, and I will spare your life. Fong Ping, won't repeat my words many times. King Jin, if you want to die, I will definitely grant your wish. King Jin's expression was ugly. He looked at King Qian at the side. He was still a little afraid of Fong Ping. But with King Qian here, he had some confidence. As for the few people he ignored, the Monster Emperor said indifferently, Fong Ping, some things can be discussed after we leave the mystic realm. Fong Ping looked at the Monster Emperor and smiled. Monster Emperor, the 9 Emperor seal is in your hands. I gave it to you previously. I won't say anything now, just take it. Heavenly King seal, Hong Kuen's. Hong Kuen told me that if you don't believe me, you can ask Hong Kuen himself when you meet him. Fong Ping wasn't lying. If you believe me, hand it over. If you don't believe me, then keep it. The Monster Emperor's expression changed slightly. If King Kuen really said this, he knew what it meant. Hong Kuen felt that Fong Ping could easily kill King General 1, should know that King Jin was just one step away from breaking through to the 7th stage. Even if Fong Ping was really at the peak of breaking through to the 7th stage, it wouldn't be easy for him to kill King General. Why was Hong Kuen so afraid of Fong Ping? The Monster Emperor frowned again and said in a low voice, I don't want to interfere in your matters. But King Qian and King Jin are both here. If you want to fight, it's best not to disturb us. He calmly broke through the levels. Other than the level of Spirit Emperor, he had broken through all the levels of Human Emperor. This was the 11th stage of the trial. After breaking through this level, he only had 2 more levels left. If Fong Ping and the others fought with King Qian, he was worried that it would affect him. At this moment, the handsome god of the underworld said softly, Human Emperor, this place isn't simple. I'm afraid there will be trouble later on. It's fate that we reach this level together. Why don't we break through the levels first, and then settle this? He also broke through the 10th level, the same as the Monster Emperor. He had the same thoughts. Break through the levels first. This place was extremely mysterious. If they started fighting now, it wouldn't be a good thing for anyone to die. He seemed to have been killed. If more people died, the losses would be huge. The God Creation Envoy also looked at Fong Ping. It wasn't that he didn't mind fighting, but King Qian had broken through to the 8th level. He had seen it before. If they fought now, of course, he could suppress King Qian. However, King Jin was about to break through to the 7th level. He wasn't weak. Plus, there were a few powerhouses watching from the side. Did Fong Ping want to do the same thing as the Earth Emperor level, and let these people be spectators like the beginner martial artists? Fong Ping didn't have the mood, time, or patience. This time, Fong Ping was very firm. This matter has nothing to do with the 2 of you. The 2 of you should break through the levels and do what you should do. Fong Ping's tone was calm. I'll only say one thing. The item is mine. Hong Kuen said that he wants you to give it to me. If you give it to me, you have to give it to me. If you don't give it to me, you still have to give it to me. Don't think that King Qian can do anything. I'll give you half an hour to think about it. After half an hour, give me an answer. You can drink a cup of Dao integration tea here. After drinking it, King Jin will probably be able to break through to the 7th level. After that, give me an answer. I'm not in a hurry. When he said this, everyone's expression changed. The God Creation Envoy also said in a low voice, drinking a cup of tea can break through to the 7th level. He didn't understand what Fong Ping was thinking. If it was true, then he would either start a war and kill King Jin now, or he would give up. Why would he wait for King Jin to break through to the 7th level before forcing him? Fong Ping didn't say anything. He closed his eyes and pretended to be deep in thought. He was waiting. He was waiting for his first wall to be completed. He was still a little short. He was waiting for King Jin to really break through to the 7th level. He didn't believe that King Jin would have a huge change after breaking through to the 7th level. The difference between breaking through to the 7th level or breaking through to the 6th level wasn't too big. When the time came, he might be able to obtain a path to break through to the 7th level after killing him. If not, wasn't there a substitute for breaking through to the 6th level? Lu Shan and Yuan Gang would probably be able to break through to the 6th level after drinking the tea. These 2 were both substitutes. As for Heaven's fate, Fong Ping couldn't be bothered with him. In the crowd, Heaven's fate cursed in his mind. Fong Ping didn't even look at him. Although he hoped that Fong Ping wouldn't look at him, it was still sad to be ignored like this. This guy is getting more and more arrogant. Just now, he used his strength at the peak of breaking through to the 7th level. Could he have broken through to the 8th level? Impossible, right? It's hard to say. He got so much vitality from Spirit King. Maybe he succeeded in forging his jade bones. So he might have broken through to the 8th level? So confident, never mind. Let's stay away from him. Heaven's fate muttered in his mind. Fong Ping was acting like a master now. Who knew how strong he was? No one spoke anymore. Even King Jin and King Qian didn't say a word. Since Fong Ping said so, they would wait and see. King Jin's eyes were filled with desire. Breaking through to the 7th level. If he broke through to the 7th level, it would be completely different. Now he was almost at a standstill. Breaking through to the 7th level meant that he could start to improve again. Could a cup of tea really have such an effect? Everyone looked at Heaven Reverse, who was drinking tea. God of the Underworld bowed slightly and sighed. Brother Do, it's been a while. The ancient beginner martial artists. Do, one of the oldest. God of the Underworld was just a few years behind, and he was also one of them. In the past, the beginner martial artists were terrifyingly powerful. Heaven Emperor, Young God Do, God of the Underworld, the Trapped Fist God, God of Blades, God of Swords. In the past, this group of people had illuminated the ages, and their divine names had shaken the heavens. But now, the dead were dead, the missing were gone, and the Fist God and the others were trapped in the grave of heaven. Seeing Emperor of Heaven reverse again, God of the Underworld had mixed feelings. Brother Underworld. Emperor of Heaven Reverse stood up and cupped his fists. He was a celestial emperor of the extreme path and was powerful, but this man was one of his good friends. It was a pity that the fight for the great path and the friendship of the past were gone. The two of them looked at each other. They both felt that things were still the same, but the people had changed. The blue sea had turned into mulberry fields. Nice to meet you, brother. Monster King bowed as well. His attitude was lower than God of the Underworld. Monster King was not as old as these two, but he was someone who fought against the Beast King. It was not out of line to call him brother. Kunpa, my friend. The Emperor of Heaven Reverse greeted him with a smile. On the other side, the God-forging envoy glanced at him and casually cupped his hands. Brother Do, I've been rude. Brother Zao, long time no see. The God-creation envoy remained silent. Fong Ping's eyes widened. He thought he had misheard. He could not help but ask, Senior, what did you call Senior God Crafting Envoy? The God Creation Envoy's face turned black. On the other side, the Underworld God was a little surprised. He looked at Fong Ping as if he was puzzled by his reaction. Don't you know the name of the God Crafting Envoy? Weapon Master, Palm Seal, God Forging, Sea Suppressing. These people had their own names. Guardian Sea, the current Demon Emperor, his real name was Kuan Peng. Of course, the Creation God Envoy wasn't her real name. Fong Ping looked at the God Creation Envoy in surprise. Stove? Which stove? Soap from soap? The stove on the stove? Or some kind of stove? The God Creation Envoy's face was ugly. He was a little embarrassed and angry as he coldly snorted. The creation of casting, the creation of creation, the creation of all things. I created all living things, and all living things came from my hands. Kid, speak properly. You are the soap. You are the stove. I am a man of good fortune. What do you know? Ignorant and incompetent. Hello, Senior Creation. Fong Ping cupped his hands, his face full of respect. There was a smile in his respect, a bright smile. Old Creation. Bad old man. Your name is so good. No wonder you didn't say your name before. It turned out to be such a lousy name. The God Crafting Envoy was convinced by him. What time was it? You brat still had the mood to waste time on this. You are the Senior Creation. The God Crafting Envoy could not be bothered with him. The others also bowed at this moment. Among them, King Qian was considered the oldest, but his qualifications were still slightly lighter than these few. The 8 kings were behind the 3 envoys. As for Yuan Gang and Sky Pole, they were even younger. After all, Sky Pole was younger than Hong Yu. Not to mention Hong Kuan. That guy was the new and tender among the 8 kings. Heavenly Emperor Reverse smiled and said, "Fellow Taoists, sit down." Fong Ping also said, just now, that he had come to this stage and drank a cup of unification tea. It would be beneficial. Especially Jin and this young friend. He glanced at Yuan Gang. He was not too familiar with Yuan Gang. After all, Yuan Gang was not a heavenly king in the past. Of course, Fong Ping knew whether he was really not familiar with him or not. As he said that, Heavenly Emperor Reverse said again, "Sky Pole, back then, your talent was outstanding and you became a saint early. I thought you could catch up and surpass others. Previously, Moon Spirit had already broken through 7, and she was not far from breaking through 8. Why are you only now?" As he said that, there was some regret in his tone. Sky Pole looked indifferent. He said casually, "Is there any difference in breaking 6 or 7? Once the Emperor arrives, he will still be killed with 1 slap. If 1 slap doesn't kill him, 3 slaps will kill him." After responding lazily, Sky Pole asked curiously, "Moon Spirit is here too?" "She is in closed-door cultivation." Heavenly Emperor Reverse smiled and said, "This stage aims to make up for the weaknesses of fellow Taoists. It is also considered an opportunity for you." "What about him?" He pointed at Fong Ping. Fong Ping glanced at him and said lazily, "Don't point randomly. If you point randomly again, I will let the cat bite you to death. You are worse than a cat, and you have the nerve to point at me?" The corner of Sky Pole's mouth twitched. Who was worse than a cat? As he was thinking, the cat flashed and landed on his head. It stepped on his head and said arrogantly, "Don't point randomly. Do you think I am someone you can point at? I am worse than a cat." Sky Pole's expression was interesting. "You fat cat, don't you know how heavy you are? Damn it." His neck was almost broken by the weight, but it was scary. How could this cat move so fast? He did not feel it before. During the Spirit Emperor stage, although the cat had forged jade bones, it had been in the transformation stage and did not make a move. Now that it made a move, it was terrifyingly powerful. At this moment, the others were slightly shocked. The cat was arrogant to Sky Pole. It was not to bully him. It was looking at the Demon Emperor. The cat was smiling so widely that its mouth cracked. Big fish. What a big fish. It wanted to eat fish. It was a pity that it could not beat the big fish. It could only beat Sky Pole to relieve its boredom. Cats eat fish, dogs eat meat. Fong Ping beating monsters was a matter of course. It was the cat. It never hid its dream of eating fish. The Demon Emperor glanced at it. On the one hand, it was surprised by its current strength. On the other hand, it was annoyed. This stupid cat again. How many days had it stopped? How many times had it fished for the past 30,000 years? Moreover, the powerhouses behind this stupid cat were terrifying. Especially after it went to the human race and got involved with Fong Ping, the Demon Emperor. It was not hiding its desire for him anymore. The Demon Emperor could not be bothered with it, but he was more careful. This cat had broken 7. He had to become stronger as soon as possible, lest he was eaten by this cat one day. That would be a waste. Meow meow meow. Seeing that the Demon Emperor avoided its gaze, the cat was overjoyed. It stepped on Sky Pole's head and almost danced. It was so happy. In the past, when it said it wanted to eat this big fish, the big fish was very disdainful. Now it dared not look at the cat. The cat was excited. Sky Pole pulled a long face. "Damn, I'm leaving. If I knew this would happen, I would not have come here. I was bullied again. No, I was bullied by a cat." They were making a fuss. Heaven Reverse Emperor glanced at Fong Ping and chuckled. "Young friend Fong Ping, you don't have many flaws. You can fix them yourself. You don't have to go into closed-door training." Everyone fell silent at his words. Not many flaws. On the path of martial arts, even emperors had flaws. It was even more obvious when it came to the Supreme Venerable Emperor. Fong Ping actually received the evaluation that Heavenly Emperor Reverse said that he did not have many flaws. What a terrifying thing. King Jin and King Qian looked at each other and said nothing. They sat down. Sky Pole, and the others avoided Fong Ping and stayed far away from him. At this moment, the God Creation Messenger sat down next to him and said, "What's going on? Why did you ask them to drink tea? If you really want to fight, do it now." "Oh, is there oldly and closed-door training?" "No." Fong Ping replied, "I'm just scaring King General. It's fine if you don't want to give it to me. It's not like you have to give it to me." Fong Ping said casually, "If you really don't want to give it to me, you can stop King Qian. I will teach King Jin a lesson. With the big cat here, I can deal with a guy who just broke 7. Don't be careless. The Demon Emperor is here." Fong Ping said in a low voice, "Let the Demon Emperor fall out with me. I can't find a reason to fall out with him. After all, he helped me last time and killed Tian Kuei even though he had to pay for it. The Demon Emperor killed Tian Kuei last time and returned the favor to the cat. He took the Beast King staff and the 9 Emperor seal. The Demon Emperor didn't lose anything. If Fong Ping was strong enough, he would never give it to things. The cat's favorite fishing rod was taken away. The debt of saving his life ended with him killing Tian Kuei. But the 9 Emperor seal and the Beast King staff were not necessary. It was not appropriate to fall out with the Demon Emperor now. But if the Demon Emperor fell out with him, Fong Ping wasn't afraid of it. The God Creation Messenger looked at Fong Ping solemnly. She didn't know what Fong Ping was thinking. Even if he was at most as powerful as the Demon Emperor, was Fong Ping relying on himself or someone else? There was still King Qian, who broke 8 here. Fong Ping didn't care. He said with a smile, "If you really want to fall out with him, you can stop the Demon Emperor. Leave King Qian, King Jin, and those who dare to intervene to me and the cat. I'm afraid the god of the underworld won't intervene. The Battle of Origin has nothing to do with him." Fong Ping said calmly, "It doesn't matter. At this point, it's obvious that I want these things. You have to give them to me, because I have to. If you give them to me, I won't kill them. If you don't give them to me, I'll kill all of them. This is the last stage. At most, I'll find a chance to leave." Fong Ping had his own considerations for not killing King General Hong Kuan, and King Qian might still have to work together in the end. But the premise was that King Jin obediently handed over the things. He still had a backup, so he didn't have to kill King General, but if he didn't hand it over, he wouldn't be polite. So what if King Qian was here? King Qian might not be as strong as him. King Qian, who had just broken through 8, had not gone through the baptism of breaking through the door. Breaking through 8 could only last for a while. If he fought with Fong Ping would definitely win. When the God Creation Messenger heard Fong Ping say that the others would be handed over to him, his gaze changed again. What was this kid's strength now? Even he couldn't figure it out at this time. Just as Fong Ping and the God Creation Messenger were talking, a cup of tea appeared in front of these people. Of course, the crowd was not someone who would easily trust others. However, the silly cat went up to grab a cup and drank it happily, which dispelled some people's concerns. Just as they were about to drink, Fong Ping said quietly, "Be careful of the Emperor of Heaven reverse here. I made it." As soon as he said this, everyone's expression changed. They cursed Fong Ping in their hearts. This guy was really disgusting. It was fine if he didn't say it, but now that he said it, it was really vague. However, there were some people who didn't care too much. Heaven's Fate and Yuan Gang drank it openly. Whatever. It was the same even if they didn't drink it. With their strength, it wouldn't be too difficult for Fong Ping to kill them. As soon as Yuan Gang drank it, his aura changed instantly. He, who was close to the Heavenly King realm, was now roaring in his body and bones. With a rumble, everyone could vaguely feel a huge star rising. It wasn't too clear because the perception of the origin in this place was slightly blurred. Yuan Gang had proven his Tao. This completely dispelled everyone's thoughts. Even the God Creation Messenger laughed and scolded. "You have such a good thing, and you are willing to use it as a trap? You don't even have enough for yourself." That was the truth. Fong Ping laughed and didn't say anything else. He stared at King Jin and smiled brightly. King Jin felt a chill in his heart. This guy was watching him break through the 7th level. Why didn't he feel any sense of security? He only felt that breaking through the 7th level was extremely dangerous. Maybe he should just give it to him. It was King Kuin's anyway, not his. If he really met King Kuin, he could just say that it was robbed. At most, King Kuin would just scold him. What else could he do? But if he didn't give it to King Kuin and was really killed, it would be an unjust death. King Jin was a bit scared, but he didn't say anything. He would drink it first. Fong Ping looked around and saw Monster God and God of the Underworld. They drank it too, but didn't have much of a reaction. Fong Ping didn't know if they really drank it, or if they just wrapped it up and hid it somewhere in their bodies. Fusion tea, Fong Ping murmured. He didn't know what Emperor of Heaven Reverse was trying to do. Chapter 1350. Yuan Gang drank a cup of tea and reached the Heavenly King realm. King Jin drank the tea as well. His energy fluctuated, and there were thunderous sounds coming from his body. In the air, the Tao appeared faintly, but it wasn't obvious. King Jin was excited. King Qian guarded him and stared at Fong Ping with vigilance. This tea was indeed effective for martial artists who were about to reach the next realm. The rumbling continued for a while before King Jin opened his eyes. His gaze was as sharp as a sword as he glared at Fong Ping. He was confident. Breaking 7. Fong Ping grinned at him. When he saw him looking at him, he smiled and said, "Congratulations." This congratulation was said with great sincerity. King Jin felt a chill down his spine. It was as if he was surrounded by wolves, and his soul almost left his body. Fong Ping's gaze, he would never forget it. It was as if he was saying, "You finally broke 7, and I can harvest you now." Yes, that was the feeling. King Jin felt a chill down his spine and quickly avoided his gaze. King Qian frowned. He thought about it and drank the tea as well. He had just broken 8 and hadn't officially reached the next realm. If King Jin's tea was useful, it would be effective on him as well. Soon, King Qian drank the tea as well. At this moment, all 8 of them drank the tea. Heaven Reverse Monarch looked at them and smiled. "Now, you can enter." "Wait." Fong Ping interrupted Heaven Reverse Monarch and smiled. "King Jin, are you going in as well? I can't wait that long." Moon Spirit and the others hadn't come out yet. He didn't want to wait. King Jin frowned and looked at King Qian again. King Qian looked at Fong Ping, and Fong Ping looked back at him. King Qian looked at the God-forging messenger again. The messenger grinned, and King Qian had a headache. Then, he looked at the other 2 who had reached the 8th realm. As long as the Monster Monarch and God of the Underworld were willing to come out, he wouldn't be afraid. The Monster Monarch frowned and looked at the God-forging messenger. He said slowly, "Create God-forging messenger." The God-forging messenger interrupted him. The Monster Monarch didn't mind and said again, "Blacksmith, do you have to make a big fuss now?" It wasn't stupid, and it didn't want to stand up for King Qian. Other than being afraid of delaying the breakthrough, these people also wanted to suppress the human race. The human race was getting stronger and stronger. When it was time to suppress it, it was necessary to suppress it appropriately. Now that Fong Ping had seized the last Heavenly King seal, who knew how much his strength would improve, it did not really want Fong Ping to get it. Moreover, the 9 Emperor's seal was in its hands. Now that the Heavenly King seal was complete, had the saint ordered Fong Ping to collect all of them? After collecting everything, there might be some conflict between it and Fong Ping. Before the Weapon God Envoy could speak, Fong Ping was getting impatient. He said in a low voice, "I'll repeat myself. This is between me and King General. It's about Hong Kuan. A third party should not interfere, and it is not up to a third party to interfere." Fong Ping looked at the Monster Emperor abruptly, his gaze as sharp as a knife. "You helped me when I killed Tian Chief that day, but I don't owe you anything. Demon the Arch, are you sure you want to interfere?" The Demon Emperor took a deep look at him and remained silent for a long time. Fong Ping was so domineering. In the past, he was also domineering, but his domineering was built on others, like the Heavenly King subduing Heavenly King or King Wu. Today, his domineering manner was different from the past. This time, even Heavenly Emperor Reverse was looking at Fong Ping, deep in thought. Did Fong Ping break 8? If not, was Fong Ping bluffing, or did he think that he could do whatever he wanted with the Weapon God Envoy around? Fong Ping didn't care what they thought. He took the teapot on the table and drank a cup of tea. Then the teapot disappeared. Disappeared. Heavenly Emperor reverse smiled and looked at him without saying a word. Fong Ping glanced at him from the corner of his eyes and pretended that nothing had happened. He said again, "Since I broke 7, I have to do what I have to do." Fong Ping took a deep breath. "My patience is running out. I've been waiting for you here for a few days. If it wasn't for you, I would have broken through a long time ago. King Jin, this is your last chance." King Jin felt a chill in his heart. Waiting for him. Fong Ping was actually waiting for him here. The Monster Emperor didn't say anything. At this moment, his mentality fluctuated slightly. "King Qian, I will help you block the blacksmith." That was all. The Monster Emperor wanted to test Fong Ping. He wanted to test Fong Ping's true strength and what kind of confidence he had. King Qian's face darkened. When he was about to speak, King Jin suddenly said, "I'll give it to you." The Monster Emperor's expression changed slightly. King Qian didn't know if he should be relieved or scold this bastard. He was scared by Fong Ping. He was scared. A broken 7 powerhouse, one of the 8 ancient kings, gave up the Heavenly King seal because of Fong Ping's words. This was Hong Kuen's Heavenly King seal. Wasn't he afraid that Hong Kuen would be unhappy? King Jin lowered his head and didn't look at King Qian. He felt the slight fluctuation of the Monster Emperor's mentality. He was not an idiot after living for tens of thousands of years. The Monster Emperor wanted to use him to test Fong Ping, but he didn't dare to. Too many people had died. King Sun, who was on good terms with him, was killed in front of him. Fong Ping killed him personally. That day, he gave up the Heavenly King's seal and escaped. Today, he made the same choice again. Give up. He could give up his own Heavenly King's seal, let alone someone else's. Without saying anything, the Heavenly King's seal floated in the air. However, King Jin wasn't a kind person. He controlled the Kuan seal and didn't fly towards Fong Ping directly. Instead, he turned it slightly and flew past the Monster Emperor. "If you want to test me, then take it. If you take it, then it has nothing to do with me. You can fight with Fong Ping." The Monster Emperor's eyes were calm as he looked at the Heavenly King's seal flying past him. It was extremely slow and could be obtained with a stretch of his hand. Fong Ping wasn't in a hurry to take it. He just watched. The Monster Emperor snatches the seal. "Let's work together to deal with him." At this moment, Fong Ping's voice rang in the God Creation Envoy's ears. At the same time, Big Cat jumped on a Heaven's Fate's head silently. It was extremely close to the Monster Emperor. In the cat world, Fong Ping stood up and a long rod appeared in his hand. It was formed from the Saint's Order. He had just obtained the strength of a broken 8. Of course, he wasn't the Monster Emperor's match. However, Big Cat was at the peak of broken 7. The God Creation Envoy and the Monster Emperor were on par. He was also a broken 8. The others were happy to watch the show. If the Monster Emperor dared to take it, he would dare to kill the Monster Emperor and snatch the 9 Emperor seal and Heavenly King seal. The atmosphere was a little tense. The Monster Emperor looked at the Heavenly King seal flying slowly in front of him and suddenly chuckled. Then he said indifferently, "Heroes come from the young. The 3 realms have changed." He was also old. The old one was actually a little timid. If it was in the past, when he was still a beginner, he definitely wouldn't let go of this opportunity. But now he was really a little old. Of course, it was also related to the fact that the Heavenly King's seal wasn't too important to him. If he could help him break through 3 gates and 9 gates, he wouldn't have any scruples at this moment. But after weighing the pros and cons, he still chose to give up. He felt an inexplicable sense of sorrow in his heart. This time he gave up on the Heavenly King's seal. Then next time, would he be like King Jin and give up on the 9 Emperor seal? If he gave up once, there would be a second time. Fong Ping's avatar smiled and looked at King Jin meaningfully. He reached out and grabbed the Heavenly King seal. King Jin couldn't tell if he was disappointed or not. He was expressionless, as if nothing had happened. At this moment, Fong Ping glanced at Yuan Gang. Yuan Gang's expression changed drastically. He, who had just become a Heavenly King, felt his heart turn cold. Boom! Yuan Gang wanted to run. Fong Ping called him a jinx because of his strong sense of danger. This guy could always sense danger one step ahead. The danger of death. At this moment, he could feel it. But this was a checkpoint, and the place was only so big. Where could he escape to? Right at this moment, an invisible wall appeared and disappeared from where the cat was in the blink of an eye. The expression of Yuan Gang, who was fleeing through the air, instantly changed. No! Human King, spare me! Beast Monarch, King Qian, save me! Yuan Gang screamed. He didn't want to die. He had just become a heavenly king. It had been tens of thousands of years. Death, revival, and becoming a heavenly king. He didn't want to die now. Master, save me! Yuan Gang roared crazily. Master, save me! He had broken through the human sovereign realm. That was his master's avatar. It had to be him, even though he couldn't see anything. Master, save my life! No, there was still someone who could save him. There was still someone. Heaven Reverse Monarch, save me! I have the secret of the human sovereign realm. Boom! Yuan Gang's aura weakened. He kept hitting the wall in the source world. No! Fong Ping knew how to seal the sky. The Beast Monarch moved his finger slightly. King Qian's aura fluctuated. King Jin took a step back. Celestial Pole grimaced in fear. Lu Shan was more worried. Lu Shan was the first prince of the North King. He moved closer to the house at the back out of instinct. He heard that Moon Spirit was inside. Now Moon Spirit had become his hope. Fong Ping's sudden attack on Yuan Gang was out of everyone's expectation. There were many powerhouses here. But at this moment, no one was willing to help. Yuan Gang screamed again. King Qian, King Jin, save me. I've pledged my loyalty to the divine sect. Fong Ping's avatar walked in the air. At this moment, Yuan Gang's aura dropped from the Heavenly King realm to the Saint realm, Emperor realm. Heavenly King, 3 times stronger. The limit of more than 5 million. In fact, his basic vitality was just over 1 million. He couldn't even reach the Emperor realm. Fong Ping spent 2 days to build a wall. It might not be enough to seal other people, but it wasn't difficult to seal Yuan Gang, a martial artist who had just entered the Heavenly King realm. Fong Ping's avatar also had the ability to break 6. The difference between a Heavenly King and a true god. The gap between them was huge. Fong Ping walked in the air and reached out his hand to grab Yuan Gang. At this moment, King Qian couldn't help but say in a low voice, Fong Ping, let people go when possible. No matter what, Yuan Gang had joined the divine sect. He was also a powerhouse of the divine sect. At this moment, Fong Ping killed someone in front of him. If he didn't say anything, he would lose face. Kill him or King Jin. Hearing this, King Jin's heart turned cold. King Qian was furious. His face was gloomy. Fong Ping laughed and reached out his hand. Boom! Yuan Gang exploded, but he couldn't block this hand. He screamed, No. Fong Ping, I have no enmity with you. Is that so? Fong Ping said indifferently, You're really forgetful. Did you forget that you intercepted the humans' reinforcements? Fong Ping chuckled and clenched his fist tightly. Boom! His golden body self-destructed. Yuan Gang self-destructed his golden body, and a trace of his mentality tried to escape. Fong Ping snorted, and his mentality exploded. Instantly, Yuan Gang's mentality stagnated. Seal! With a clear shout, a barrier appeared in the void. Almost in the blink of an eye, Yuan Gang's mentality was compressed and turned into a crystal ball. Fong Ping grasped the crystal ball in his hand. He stared at the crystal ball for a moment. Inside, Yuan Gang's silhouette appeared very quickly. However, it had become extremely small, bombarding the surroundings madly. He roared, Fong Ping, you devil! You'll be punished by heaven for killing the innocent. Monster God, King Qian, you let him kill the powerhouses of the 3 realms. One day, you will follow in my footsteps. Are you still not awake? Yuan Gang roared crazily. He didn't want to die. He really didn't want to. He had died once. He didn't want to die again. Fong Ping ignored him and didn't look at the reaction of the powerhouses. He thought for a while and suddenly closed his eyes. At this moment, Fong Ping appeared in Yuan Gang's source world. He broke into Yuan Gang's source directly. Fong Ping looked at the Great Path and pondered for a moment. Stripping Great Paths was a technical job. However, he also consulted the Azure Cat. Stripping Great Paths was not difficult, especially now that it was sealed. Be careful and cut off Yuan Gang's Great Path. Don't let it collapse. Collect the Great Path completely and then strip it. Of course, it was not easy. If he could not completely control Yuan Gang and he self-destructed, Fong Ping could not do anything. However, the sealing sky technique had helped Fong Ping. At this time, a wall blocked the entrance of the Great Path. Yuan Gang could not break the wall and control his Great Path at all. His Great Path was completely sealed. Fong Ping took a step forward, ignoring Yuan Gang who was coming at him from behind. He walked directly into the wall. Yuan Gang, on the other hand, was blocked by the wall. He could not help but roar and attack the wall madly. Although he did not know what Fong Ping was going to do, he knew it was not good. At this time, Yuan Gang's source body trembled. His whole body felt like it was being torn apart. He screamed, You devil, you want to strip my source? No, I won't let you. Explode! Self-destruct! Yuan Gang roared in anger, but he could not control his source Great Path at all. His face was ashen. Fong Ping was slowly cutting off his Great Path. His movements were very light, as if he was afraid of breaking something. He was very careful. The more he did this, the more painful it was. Fong Ping, you will die a horrible death. The Emperor will not let you go. He won't. He's here. The human world is his dojo, his territory. He will never let you dominate the human world. You don't have to worry. Fong Ping replied calmly while cutting his Great Path. Don't blame me. In this era, death might be a good thing. I've taken your Great Path. Maybe I can kill a breakthrough 8 or even 9. You should be proud, not resentful. In this life, you can spread your residual heat and kill a breakthrough 8 or 9. Isn't that something to be happy about? Yuan Gang, whose face was full of resentment, suddenly calmed down, revealing a sorrowful expression. In the next moment, it turned into resentment. He laughed harshly. Fong Ping, don't die. Don't die. Don't ever die. I want to see you kill all the powerhouses in this world. I want to see the human race destroyed. I want to see the 3 realms destroyed. Live a little longer. Watch them die with your own eyes. Watch the 3 realms turn into scorched earth with your own eyes. Fong Ping live for 1,000,000 years, 10 million years. His figure slowly dissipated. The source world collapsed rapidly. There was a loud rumble. His Great Path was cut off. The source star exploded. In the void, Fong Ping compressed his Great Path into a crystal door with only a door. Standing in the silent source universe, behind him, the planet exploded. It was incomparably brilliant. Fong Ping laughed and said softly, The fireworks of the 3 realms are endless. A low sigh resounded in all directions. Fong Ping's figure slowly disappeared. In the next moment, the source was completely quiet, leaving only a flash of fire. The source star that existed before completely dissipated as if it had never existed. Yuan Gang, the former Realm Gate Marshal, the Emperor's disciple, who had just achieved Heavenly King Realm, died here in the blink of an eye. At this point, the Emperor's disciples, including the 2 saints that Yuan Gang had brought in previously, were all dead. The bloodline of the Emperor, except for the Emperor, was completely annihilated. In the small courtyard, it was quiet. Yuan Gang was dead. Celestial Fate's heart trembled. This jinx had killed him this time. The Heavenly Kings were like ants. In the past 6 months, too many Heavenly Kings had died. Their deaths made him feel a little hopeless and pessimistic. Fong Ping had killed Yuan Gang in an inexplicable manner. The speed at which he had killed Yuan Gang was beyond imagination. He did not know why Fong Ping killed Yuan Gang. Soon he had some ideas. Perhaps it was for Yuan Gang's Heavenly King Great Path. Devil! Lu Shan's body was trembling. He was also a breakthrough 6. If Yuan Gang could not stop it, he could not either. At this moment, he was praying in his heart that Moon Spirit would come out soon. After all, he was the North Emperor's chief. He hoped that Moon Spirit would protect him for the sake of the North Emperor. No one could believe him here. Yuan Gang, who had surrendered to the divine sect, was killed by Fong Ping just like that when the divine sect had a breakthrough 8 and a breakthrough 7. No one said a word. How sad. Sealing sky technique. At this moment, the demon emperor opened his mouth and broke the silence. He looked at Fong Ping and said lightly, "When did you learn this technique from Fong?" Without the sealing sky technique, Fong Ping could not kill a heavenly king so easily. Fong Ping smiled and said, "He gave it to me." King Qian's face was gloomy, his voice cold. "Fong Ping, you killed the 3 realms' heavenly kings again and again. Don't you think about the future? Too many heavenly kings had died. The fox mourned for the rabbit's death. Now, all the 3 realms' heavenly kings were afraid of Fong Ping. However, it was also this fear that would soon make all the heavenly kings hostile to Fong Ping. The more he killed, the more difficult Fong Ping's situation would be. Fong Ping said slowly, "I'll think about it. Isn't there no other way? Didn't I not kill those who had a strong backing? Didn't Yuan Gang have no backing? I don't know where his teacher, the human emperor, is hiding now. While he hasn't appeared, I killed Yuan Gang. Isn't that fine? Otherwise, if I kill King Jin, Hong Kuan will find trouble with me." Fong Ping chuckled and said, "Moreover, to you, it's not you who will die. Why are you so concerned? Are you afraid that I'll kill you one by one? Then you can join forces. I'm not stopping you." As he spoke, Fong Ping looked at Lu Shan. One heavenly king's origin Dao might not be safe. If he made a few more, he might have a substitute. Lu Shan's origin was much more stable than Yuan Gang's. After killing Lu Shan, it was not a bad idea to make another one. Lu Shan was scared out of his wits. There was nowhere to run. At this moment, Lu Shan shouted, "Lord Human King, I'm Moon Spirit's senior brother. The North Emperor's bloodline and your human race have cooperated many times. Lord, don't kill me. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the patrol either. Lord." At this moment, Lu Shan could only retreat. There was no one who could help him here. At this moment, the void trembled slightly. Moon Spirit suddenly walked out from the house at the back. She looked at Fong Ping and frowned slightly, as if she knew what happened. She said in a low voice, "Fong Ping, Lu Shan has never attacked humans before. He almost died when he first arrived. How about letting him go this time?" Lu Shan was terrified. He hurriedly hid beside Moon Spirit. Yuan Gang died too easily. He was scared. That day when the patrol arrived, there were many powerhouses. There were many of them who had broken through 7. But now, not many of them died. In the previous round, they heard that Heavenly King Yi was killed by Fong Ping. Now, there were only him, Yin Fei, and Sheng Hong left in the patrol. Fong Ping smiled and looked at Moon Spirit. He nodded slightly and said, "Of course, I have to give face to Senior Moon Spirit. I don't plan to kill him. I'm not that kind of person. Why would I kill him for no reason?" Fong Ping looked at Lu Shan and smiled again. "Lu Shan, follow Moon Spirit well. Don't mess around with Hong Yu and the rest anymore. This is not where you should be. If you've broken through 6, keep a low profile. As for the patrol, just pretend that they don't exist." Lu Shan was extremely uneasy. He did not dare to speak carelessly. Fong Ping smiled brightly. He looked around and looked at King Qian and the rest. He smiled and said, "Don't look at me. Think about whether you can survive this last round. Instead of worrying about others, you might as well worry about yourself. This place eats people." Fong Ping sighed. There were a few who had broken through 9. This place would indeed eat people. Everyone was silent. Yuan Gang was dead. After all, he was not one of them. Even if it was the divine sect, Yuan Gang was just a temporary shelter. Everyone was worried about Fong Ping's actual strength. They were worried about whether an even more intense battle would break out later. Fong Ping did not have time to care about them. "Big Cat, keep it first. I'll hone it later." Fong Ping threw the Heavenly King seal to the cat casually. He continued to sit down, closed his eyes, and began to wait. Everyone frowned. Heavenly Emperor Reverse, who had been silent all this while, suddenly laughed and said, "Everyone, let's continue." What happened just now was over. Very soon, Heavenly Emperor Reverse assigned everyone a room. Everyone was unwilling to stay here any longer. One by one, they entered the room. The God Creation Envoy looked at Fong Ping for a while. Seeing that he did not speak, he was a little worried. However, he did not delay any further. He also wanted to enter the room to see what was going on here. Everyone had left. Other than Moon Spirit, this place returned to how it was before. At this moment, in the cat world, Fong Ping watched silently as the 8 heavenly king seals began to evolve. Similar to the evolution of the 36 saint tokens, the 8 heavenly king seals gathered. At this moment, there was also a huge change. Fong Ping's source world was rumbling at this moment. Heaven and earth trembled. The 8 heavenly king seals began to merge. Fong Ping watched silently, waiting. The source world was slowly expanding. The speed was extremely slow. Fong Ping watched for a while. Before the evolution was over, he shook his head slightly and sighed. Looks like I need the 9 Emperor Seals to complete the final transformation. What a pity! As soon as he saw this momentum, he knew that he might not be able to complete the final transformation this time. The source world was expanding. The 8 heavenly king seals were merging. Very soon, the 8 heavenly king seals were merging successfully. At this moment, the long rod flew over. With a rumble, the long rod and the object that the heavenly king seal had transformed into fused together. Fong Ping looked over and could not help but laugh. He said helplessly, I gave up using this saber a long time ago. After going around in circles, I still used it. At this moment, the long rod was no longer a long rod. Yin Wadao! The 8 king seals had actually merged into a blade. This was also somewhat beyond Fong Ping's expectations. However, it was fine. He was a saber user. The long saber fell into Fong Ping's hands instantly. It was extremely heavy. It looked a little simple and unadorned. There was no cold light or anything like that. However, Fong Ping sensed it and could not help but laugh. 36 holy weapons and 8 semi-divine weapons. The saber that was ultimately formed was probably far better than some divine weapons. With a casual wave, the cat world actually trembled. One had to know that this was the Tsang Cat's source world. It was incomparably sturdy and was paved with the origin earth. But now it was actually shaking. The ash cat swayed a little. The smaller ash cat shook its head and said in a daze, Don't cut. You'll break my cat world. Good saber. Fong Ping laughed and said quickly, Once the 9 Emperor Seal is integrated, what will it become? All that was left was the 9 Emperor Seal. Fong Ping was really curious. The saber had already taken shape. So what could the 9 Emperor Seal transform into? Combined with the 9 Emperor Seal, could this blade surpass the category of a divine weapon? No one could give him an answer. The Ash Cat did not know either. Ever since the seal of the 9 sovereigns was created, it seemed like it had never been fused. Perhaps only the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors knew. The source world was still expanding. A large amount of origin chi was consumed as he began to build his source world. The consumption was getting greater and greater. With a rumble, the source world stopped expanding. Although Fong Ping had expected this, he still could not hide his disappointment. He really didn't succeed. This step was truly difficult. Up until now, Big Cat was also stuck at a diameter of 999 meters. As for Fong Ping, he sensed for a while. It should be about the same. This last step was too difficult. Wealth, 150 billion points vitality, 350,000 calories, 7. 5 million, mentality, 1,500 hertz, 73,000 hertz, force, 715 calories, 14. 3 million calories, jade bones, 99%, vitality qualitative change, source world. 999 meters after obtaining the Heavenly King seal, his wealth increased by 30 billion, but Fong Ping spent a lot of wealth to build the wall. Fong Ping did not care too much about the increase in wealth. This time, the gathering of the 8 Emperor Seal had expanded his source world and increased his foundation by a lot. 350,000 calories vitality and 1,500 hertz mentality were not considered small. However, this was far from Fong Ping's expectations, which made him slightly disappointed. He did not think too much about it. He should have expected it. Fong Ping quickly began to convert, balancing his vitality and mentality. Very quickly, he produced 250,000 calories vitality and 2,500 hertz mentality. Fong Ping continued to activate the vitality validation technique. It was not difficult to convert this little vitality and mentality into force. In the blink of an eye, the remaining vitality and mentality were converted into 25 force. Wealth, 150 billion points vitality, 0 calories 7 per million mentality, 0 hertz 74,000 hertz, force, 740 calories 14, 8 million calories, jade bones, 99% vitality qualitative change, source world, 999 meters combat techniques, god-slaying saber techniques, plus 15%, origin path, plus 28%, pseudo-path strength control, 98% limit outburst, 20740,720 cal, /21164,000 cal. The limit had increased by about 400,000 calories from before. It did not seem much stronger, but the increase in the source world was slightly weakened. At this moment, a crystal door appeared in Fong Ping's hand. Yuan Gang's Great Path. The Heavenly King Great Path was much stronger than the Saint Great Path. Fong Ping looked at the Great Path and fell into deep thought. Should he try replacing it now? His foundation was as high as 8 million calories. If he replaced the Heavenly King Great Path, if he could preserve more of it, his strength would increase greatly. If I can preserve 500 meters, then it will be amazing. Fong Ping licked his lips, a little expectant. He had to prepare for the last stage. The 9 Emperor Seal was now in the hands of the Monster Emperor. The Monster Emperor had retreated previously. He would wait until he met the Heavenly King. Chapter 1351. Fong Ping decided to try it out first. At least he knew how much the Heavenly King Dao could improve. He didn't want to make a mistake at the critical moment. Of course, he still had to change it back to prevent others from sensing anything. Maybe I shouldn't have used the Great Dao. I hid the Saint Dao and Heavenly King Dao. I'll change them bit by bit, from breaking 7 to breaking 8, from breaking 8 to even stronger, catching you all off guard. The eyes of the experts were very sharp. Celestial Emperor Reverse saw through Fong Ping's problem. He knew he was a clone. The others could see it too. The Creation God Envoy had probably already seen through it, but he didn't say anything. It was the same for the others. Without the Great Dao, I can only break 7. Will these people let down their guard? Fong Ping chuckled. Maybe he would. Try it. As for changing the Great Dao, it was very simple. The origin realm was in the source world, and he did not plan to return it to Sherpa. At a critical moment, it would only take a moment for him to replace it. Of course, if he was killed at this moment, he would be considered unlucky. I'll have to use my real body. Doppelgangers are too weak. Fong Ping did not think about it anymore. The Saint's Dao was installed. He was a martial artist who had just achieved Breakthrough 8. As for the Heavenly King Great Dao, he would give it a try. Fong Ping hesitated no more and dove into the origin realm in an instant. This time, Fong Ping spent some time. He waited until the Heavenly King Great Dao was compressed by his source world, until it was almost completely broken. Only then did he walk out of the origin realm. Wealth, 150 billion points vitality, 0 calories 7 per million spirit, 0 hertz 74,000 hertz, force, 740 calories 14, 8 million calories jade bones, 99%, with qualitative change of chi and blood, source world, 999 meters battle technique, god-slaying sword technique, plus 15%, origin Dao, plus 80%, fake Dao, power control, 98%, ultimate outburst, 28,282,800 calories per 28,860,000 calories. Fong Ping frowned slightly. The Heavenly King Avenue was 100,000 meters long. In the end, he was whittled down to only 800 meters. Fong Ping was depressed. Of course, with his current strength and the strength of his weapon and body, He was definitely comparable to an elite who had broken through 2 gates. The kind that had just broken through the second gate. The Heavenly King Great Tao had only allowed him to break through 2 gates. This made Fong Ping feel slightly disappointed. Perhaps King Jin was more suitable. King Jin defeated the 7th level. What did this mean? This meant that King Jin's path was 200,000 meters long, breaking 600,000 meters, breaking 700,000 meters, breaking 800,000 meters, and starting from 800,000 meters. The 100,000 meter range was reduced to 800 meters. Even if King Jin's range was reduced, would it even be 1,500 meters? The stronger the expert, the more solid the Great Tao would be. Maybe it could even reach 2,000 meters. King Jin, Fong Ping muttered. Yuan Gang's Great Tao quality was not up to par. He had only just achieved Breakthrough 6. He might not be able to sustain many high-intensity battles. Even if they were replaced, they would only be able to break through the second gate. Barely breaking through the second gate. If Fong Ping's words got out, it would probably cause a huge uproar. Now, how many people in the 3 realms had actually broken through 2 gates? In the Tao of Origin, there was only one person who had truly broken through 2 gates. Heavenly King Jun, God Creation Envoy, Hong Kuan, Fong, Demon Emperor, Tianchen. These people were only suspected, and most of them had only reached the stage of breaking through the second gate. At this moment, the second gate had not been completely broken through. Currently, Fong Ping's strength was actually on par with these few people. In other words, other than those emperor avatars and powerhouses like the Tao Tree, Fong Ping's current strength in the 3 realms was probably second only to Heavenly King Subduing. On the beginner's side, it was hard to say for the Underworld God. The other 2 had broken through 8 gates, but they had clearly not reached the stage of breaking through 2 gates. Sigh, it's easy. Top 3 in the 3 realms. Fong Ping teased. At this time, he really had the right to be arrogant and savage. The Demon Emperor might have broken through 2 gates previously, or he might not have. No matter what, he might not have broken through for long. The difference in strength between them was not big, and they were evenly matched. Fong Ping was really not afraid. Heavenly King Subduing was still on the human side. In other words, in the 3 realms, other than the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, Fong Ping actually did not need to be afraid of anyone. It's been more than 3 years. Fong Ping sighed. Beside him, the cat meowed. Shameless, saying that every day for more than 3 years. Aren't you embarrassed? Fong Ping looked at the cat and said with a smile, Big cat, why don't I try and install a Great Tao for you too? That way, you can also break through 8? No. The cat muttered and quickly said, It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I don't want it inserted. Besides, even if you install it for me, it will be squeezed and broken. The cat knew itself better than Fong Ping. It muttered, The cat world is very exclusive. Unless you insert it into that little black pool, otherwise it will all be squeezed and broken. As soon as the words came out, Fong Ping looked at the small, almost invisible pool from the corner of his eyes. The swamp, compared to before, it seemed to be much smaller. However, Fong Ping's heart still sank slightly. In fact, the cat had not killed for a long time. It did not even kill the weak. It was Fong Ping who did it. But this thing, it was still here. Fong Ping looked at the cat and said in a low voice, Have you dug it yourself? The cat said gloomily, No, I can't go near there. It's uncomfortable if I go near. Fong Ping exhaled. Forget it now. I'll go take a look later. This damn place, if it appears here, it's definitely not something good. Fong Ping looked at the swamp and said coldly, Maybe it's something like a passageway, or maybe it's simply a gathering place for negative emotions in the 3 realms. Don't tell me someone treats you like a garbage dump. He had also gone near that place a few times. Every time he went near it, the negative emotions were extremely heavy. There was no such thing as inner demons in the 3 realms. Fong Ping seriously suspected that the inner demons and distracting thoughts of the Origin's powerhouses were all absorbed by this cat. It was not an unfounded guess. He felt that his willpower was strong enough. In the end, when he went near the swamp, he also lost control. He wanted to destroy the three realms and kill all living beings. This place was not as simple as the cat's negative emotions. Maybe, you stupid cat, you were created by the Celestial Emperor to collect these things. The cat said gloomily, "What about the big dog? The big dog seems to be the same as me, but the big dog doesn't seem to have it." Tengu, Fong Ping laughed. "I suspect that this dog also has it. Otherwise, the three realms wouldn't have despised it. You may have absorbed negative emotions, but this dog may also absorb some other emotions." "Of course, I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Maybe you're the only one. This dog is just a side effect." Fong Ping laughed. The cat was gloomy earlier, but now it could not help but grin. "Yes, the big dog is just a side effect. I know." Fong Ping burst out laughing again. Soon, he exhaled and said, "Don't care so much. Right now, you and I are only one step away from the Origins transformation. After you transform, you should be able to reach peak 2 gates. After I transform, I should be almost there too. The premise is that all my DAOs have collapsed. It's about there. My body is close to 30 million calories. My DAOs won't be able to withstand it, unless it's a peak 8 breakthrough DAOs. Even emperors might not be able to strip away the 8 breakthrough DAOs. At the 8 breakthrough realm, how powerful and decisive would they be? It would be strange if they let you strip away their DAOs." Fong Ping was also prepared. If the Origins changed qualitatively again, he could only rely on himself. That was good. At that time, even if he did not completely get rid of the restrictions of the Origins, he could no longer rely on the Origins for amplification. Fong Ping entered the Origin realm again and put the DAOs back. After thinking for a while, Fong Ping put the Saint-level DAOs back. This time, Fong Ping wanted to try and rely on his own foundation to confuse a portion of the people first. Celestial Emperor Reverse had been staring at him. Fine, he would show him exactly what his strength was. Force, 740 original, 14, 8 million calories, combat techniques, God-slaying saber techniques, plus 15%, power control, 99% ultimate outburst, 168500000 cal /170200000 cal. This was Fong Ping's current basic strength. An outburst close to 17 million calories. More than 15 million calories could be considered a peak 7 breakthrough. Right now, Fong Ping could rely on himself to be a peak 7 breakthrough powerhouse. After taking down the DAOs, his power control was also as high as 99%. Unfortunately, it was still not 100%. According to North King, if he wanted to achieve 100%, his physique must also reach the realm of a jade body. That way, he could be one, no DAOs, peak 7 breakthrough. Saint Dao, beginner peak 8 breakthrough. Heavenly King Dao, just broken 2 gates. If I have a peak 7 breakthrough DAOs, maybe I can get close to breaking 3 gates. At this moment, Fong Ping had a clear idea. This time, entering the secret place, the harvest was really frightening. It's almost time to go to the next level. I haven't seen Heavenly King Jin. I'm afraid that old guy is trapped at the God Emperor level. This showed how much Dao Tree feared Heavenly King Jin. Dao Tree did not care about those who broke 2 gates. But Heavenly King Jin was trapped as soon as he arrived. One should know that Heavenly King Jin had never dealt with Dao Tree. Even if they met in the past, it was a long time ago. In that case, in Dao Tree's heart, even Heavenly King Jin back then was worthy of fear. This old guy has been hiding a lot of secrets. Sooner or later, I'll beat you until you admit defeat. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. This old guy, Fong Ping was impressed. He was really tolerant, like an old tortoise. Fong Ping walked out again. This time, it was his real body. The avatar merged into Fong Ping's body instantly. Celestial Emperor Reverse did not seem surprised. He looked at him, nodded with a smile. "It's really perfect. Just a little bit more. With a jade body, even if I can't break 8, I can get close to it. In that case, a jade body could probably provide Fong Ping with 1 or 2 million cal of basic vitality." Fong Ping looked at Celestial Emperor Reverse and asked with a smile, "Senior, are you not surprised?" There's nothing to be surprised about. Apart from the Emperor, how can others not enter with their real bodies? As he said that, he smiled again. If you relied on your previous Breakthrough 6 avatar, I'm afraid you won't be able to come here. That's hard to say. Fong Ping smiled. Senior, with my peak Breakthrough 7 ability, do you think I'll die here? Celestial Emperor Reverse gave him a deep look. If you don't mess around, the chances of you dying are not high, because the Emperor Avatar would not go on a killing spree now. The scary thing was that someone would mess around. Fong Ping was such a person. Fong Ping chuckled. Senior, you've misunderstood me. I'm not that kind of person. Oh right, Senior, if I may be so bold as to ask, if Dao Tree swallowed the seed, can he become an emperor? Celestial Emperor Reverse pondered for a moment and said slowly, there's a great chance. You know, in the past, other emperors killed a beginner martial powerhouse, and they were all top-notch beginner martial powerhouses. These people were actually close to Breakthrough 9. They absorbed everything from these powerhouses to overcome that hurdle and step into the door. In the past, there was no door. They entered the source directly and became emperors. Today, there's a huge gap between the virtual gate and the true gate. If Dao Tree swallowed the seed, there's a great chance for it to make the leap and step into the true gate and enter the source. It might even be stronger than the emperors who had just achieved Dao. Fong Ping got an affirmative answer. If Dao Tree got the seed, it might really become an emperor. The current Dao Tree could not even be considered an extreme Dao. It could only be Breakthrough 9. Its ability might be similar to the emperors in the past, but now it was far from being comparable. Fong Ping nodded and said, then what do the emperors want the seed for? First, to strengthen itself. This seed projection can stay in the arcane realm for so long. It must have a strong vitality. Even the emperors can strengthen themselves. Second, to see if there's any true blood. This thing is precious. It can help the emperors refine true blood. Third, to find the location of the real seed. Celestial Emperor Reverse chuckled. You have to know that this is just a projection, not the real seed. Even the projection is so powerful that it can create emperors. You can imagine how strong and terrifying the real seed is. The emperors and venerable emperors of the 3 realms are actually working hard to find this seed. As soon as he said that, Fong Ping knew that these people were determined to get it. It was related to the whereabouts of the real seed. How could they not look for it? Fong Ping understood. If he wanted to get the seed, he would have to fight to the death with these people. Celestial Emperor Reverse said solemnly, you better not think about getting this thing. When this place is broken, it's okay for you to take some vitality. But if you want to participate in the fight to get the seed, Fong Ping, your greed will kill you. Fong Ping laughed. I told you, I'm not that kind of person. Senior, let me ask you again. If I swallow this seed, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying. For example, if some powerhouse takes a liking to me and snatches the seed and forces me to eat it, what benefits will I get? Celestial Emperor Reverse was speechless. Moon Spirit was speechless too. Powerhouses force you to eat it? Do you think you are their father? Not even their father. This was related to the improvement of one's strength and the whereabouts of the real seed. What did you, Fong Ping, do to make people give this thing to you? Celestial Emperor Reverse chuckled. Of course there are benefits, a lot of them. But you better give up on this idea. Peak Breakthrough 7. If he said it was weak, it was definitely not weak. However, if he said it was strong, it depended on where he was. This was not the place to show off his prowess. Understood. Fong Ping did not ask anymore. He patted Big Cat's head and smiled. Senior, send me to the next level. What should be digested had been digested. What should be collected had been collected. Now, Fong Ping had done his best. Next, it was up to him to pull the chestnut out of the fire. Before this, Fong Ping did not have the thought of getting the seed. But now he was close to breaking 2 gates. Why not take the risk? Thinking of this, Fong Ping turned around and said, Senior, one more question. When this place is broken, will the emperors come? The ones with their real bodies? Celestial Emperor Reverse said nothing. Fong Ping smiled and soon sighed. If that's the case, it's possible. The emperor's real body might really come. However, Celestial Emperor Reverse thought for a while and said, "It will be here. Because this place is the boundary point connecting the source universe, 9 heavens, and the 3 realms. Emperors can come and go without hindrance. There are still some troubles in other places." As soon as he said this, Moon Spirit looked at Celestial Emperor Reverse in surprise. How did he know this place was the boundary point? Fong Ping did not care about Moon Spirit. He nodded, understanding. In other words, if he left this place, even if there were emperors who wanted to seize it, they might not have a chance. As for offending the emperors, who cared? Those fellows were obviously against him. Did he need to care about how they viewed him as an enemy? He yawned and stretched. He stuffed Big Cat onto his shoulder and sat down. Fong Ping smiled. "Senior, I'm fine. You can send me away now." Moon Spirit was about to take a step when Fong Ping pressed his hand down. "Don't go with me. I'm a person who attracts hatred. I might fall out with them. Senior, you should wait for the others to come and go together." Moon Spirit frowned slightly, but did not insist. Right now, she was stronger than before. Although she had not broken 8, the gap between her and Fong Ping's strength was not too big. Of course, that was referring to now. However, Moon Spirit had a vague feeling that Fong Ping could kill her. Do not ask why. A woman's intuition was this accurate. Celestial Emperor Reverse said no more. He waved his hand, and a passageway appeared. Fong Ping looked at the passageway, took a deep breath, and laughed loudly. "Everyone, I'm leaving first. I'll wait for you at the final challenge. It looks like everyone will be reunited soon." "Huh?" Fong Ping laughed heartily and strode in. The final challenge was here. Maybe there was still the Celestial Emperor challenge. However, there was no need to challenge that one anymore. The Tao tree should be waiting for everyone there. The 12th challenge. In the basilica, the young man murmured. Should it start now? This person only had one challenge left. If he passed the last challenge, it would not be a good thing. Maybe it was time to stop everyone's challenge and lead them to the final challenge. He closed his eyes and sensed for a while. The young man opened his eyes quickly and looked at the challenges again. He murmured, "Wait a little more, or else, even if I can open it, I will be seriously injured." The power of the rule was still very strong. Maybe I should go see him. He looked at Fong Ping in the image. At the same time, in the passageway, Fong Ping also turned his head to look at the young man. Maybe he was not looking at the young man, but the scene outside the passageway. However, this time, both of them still looked at each other. Fong Ping wore a smile. Even though he had been through many battles and baptisms, he still could not hide the childishness on his face. Those eyes were full of vitality. Not so deep, not so vicissitudes of life. Young and scary. This was the first impression the Tao tree had of Fong Ping. Too young. Looking at his performance in each challenge. Young, flamboyant, domineering. These young people had their flaws. He had them too. Too young. The Tao tree did not know whether it was envy or jealousy. He did not know this person. That meant that even if this person was not young, he could not be more than 10,000 years old. In reality, he should not be that old. With a chuckle, the Tao tree suppressed some of the fear in his heart. Although this person was a monster, his strength was there. He had watched a few of this person's battles. His strength was between break 7 and peak break 7. He might be too vigilant. He should be more concerned about others. Suppress, create Hongkuin, Hongyu, including the few challenges with abnormalities. Maybe these people were the ones he needed to care about. After all, this person's strength was still a little weak. Big Cat. Fong Ping called out to the cat. The cat lazily swept his head with its tail, asking why he was called. If there's a chance later, eat that seed and run. If you eat it, there's hope for your origin to change. You can run better than me. At least you can run to the origin. Remember, if I can't go back, give these things to old Zhang and the others. Don't keep it all for yourself. Liar. The cat looked at him and said worriedly, "You're already so strong. Why do you want to die? Even if the pseudo-emperor becomes stronger, he's definitely not as strong as you. It's not worth it." Stupid. I won't die so easily. I'm just saying what if I can't leave? I'll try. Fong Ping squinted and smiled. I'll try and see if there's anyone behind me, and if anyone will make a move. After plotting for so long, can they bear to see me die? Maybe I can take this opportunity to find out. I asked you to run after getting the benefits. That's because you're worried that if I can't leave, the benefits will be taken away in the end. Do you understand? Oh, got it. The cat nodded, drooling a little. Then I really want to eat that silkworm baby. At the thought that it was all vitality and true blood, the cat was also envious. It must be delicious. Thinking about it, the cat muttered, that old man must want to snatch it too. You mean Heavenly King Subdual? Yes. Don't give it to him. Fong Ping laughed. This old man is hiding it. If he snatches it, there's a high chance he'll keep it for himself. Unless there's no other way, I won't give it to him. Oh. The cat nodded, remembering it. The man and the cat did not speak again. Some things could only be said in the passageway. The checkpoints were not safe. Who knew if those people could eavesdrop? Emperor God Hall. Heavenly King Subduer was about to doze off. Damn it, where was everyone? There was no one. How boring. However, in order to maintain the Emperor's demeanor, Heavenly King Subduer still sat on the throne like a puppet pretending. At this moment, Heavenly King Subduer's eyes moved slightly. Finally, someone came. In this checkpoint, other than him, it seemed that there was only one person who came, Heavenly King E. Heavenly King E came early, but that must be because of the Tao Tree. Soon, Heavenly King E broke through and left. Now who came? In the next moment he knew. Fong Ping and that cat. Breaking Peak 7? One person and one cat both broke Peak 7. Heavenly King Subduer was slightly surprised. This kid got a lot of benefits. When he left the last time, he did not seem that strong. How many days had it been? He broke Peak 7 just like that. It was terrifying. Fortunately, this old man was stronger than you. Otherwise, how could you live like this? Heavenly King Subduer sat upright, waiting for Fong Ping's arrival. He was happy. Finally, someone came. This kid was usually very cunning. This time, he would drink my foot-washing water when he saw me. Yes, I'll drink the foot-washing water. Heavenly King Subduer thought viciously. I'll let you break through, drink the bejeweled nectar, but this bejeweled nectar is my foot-washing water. This old man was really not polite. Almost in the blink of an eye, a basin appeared under his feet. In an instant, his feet were washed. All of this happened too quickly. In the next moment, there was foot-washing water. Heavenly King Subduer was proud. In the end, he would expose everything and disgust this little bastard. If there was anything, he would call Godfather. If there was nothing, he would call Old Devilly. I'll let you be evil. At the same time, Fong Ping said to the cat, I'm afraid the last checkpoint will be troublesome. If the situation is not good, join forces and kill the Emperor God immediately. Once I make a move, you immediately intimidate him. Okay. The cat was excited. He was going to kill the Emperor again. He was looking forward to it. As the voice fell, the next moment, Fong Ping appeared in the Emperor God Hall, not the hall that trapped Heavenly King Subduer. Their gazes met in an instant. Fong Ping looked at Heavenly King Subduer on the throne, and Heavenly King Subduer was also looking at him. When their eyes met, Fong Ping's heart skipped a beat. Not good. This old guy might not be easy to deal with. Could it be another clone? The liveliness in his eyes was different. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Have these emperors gone mad? One by one, they brought their clones here. As for Heavenly King Subduer, he was also slightly stunned. Why were they so vigilant? Was it necessary for this kid? Moreover, when he just came in, he seemed to have a little murderous intent. Did he know that he was going to give him foot-washing water? 9 Heavens Divine Emperor, that you're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.